What is up, party people? So what's up, guys? I apologize for. No, I don't. Okay, you know what? No, nope. I decided that I'm not gonna apologize. Nope, I can't. Why would I apologize? And I'm always late. That would be rude. Wouldn't that be more rude than like every time saying sorry? I gotta stop saying sorry. I'm just always gonna be late to my own streams. This is the way it works. Alright, got something on my thing that is jacking up my computer. Hang on one second. Oh, don't know what it is, don't care, oh well. Alright, I'll turn that off. Okay, so I mean, I'm pretty sure the title really does say it all, right? Close this. Got all these windows open. It's such a bad idea. You think more screens, yay. Realistically, does nothing for you. Alright, here we go. Alright, fixed. So let's say what's up to everyone. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going for the bottom of the list because I learned my lesson. What's up, B-Ball? What's up, C4? What's up, Dave? What's up, Sean? GPS, how you doing? What's up, Grizz? So you guys are trying to trick me. I see what you're doing. What's up, John? What's up, John? What's up, Fred? Crash is in the house. I think it said what's up to Sean already. I think I did. If I didn't, I'm sorry. What's up, RT? And now I said GPS. See, you guys confuse me. You guys just talk the whole time, so it's just a big confusion. What's up, Soul? Okay, I can't even go up that far. I'll say what's up, you guys, as I see you. What's up, Erebus? What's up, Pip? How you doing? All right, let me go ahead and get the link out there. I know that's what you guys are waiting for. That wonderful link, right? Nope, that is not the link I was going to share. You guys don't want that link. Yeah, let me grab it real quick. Then we'll get back into what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by myself. There we go. There you guys go. Actually, I gotta make sure my headphones are still working. So when you guys get in here, I have to mute myself. Your gambling crash? What the fuck? I wanna go gambling, man. Why don't you ever invite somebody? Alright, see, I can't hear anything. Let's see, why are you guys not working? Alright. I don't care if you guys like it or not. I gotta play some kind of sound in my ear so I can hear. I heard it, but I don't want to hear it out of that microphone. What's up, sir? I gotta see if I can hear. Yes, I can't hear out of my microphone still. Are you talking? Yeah, you have to be talking. Hang on. Let me see if it's my settings. Oh yeah, it's definitely my settings. Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, you can't even hear me. All right. Can you hear me now? Oh, fuck, man. You talk loud. Hang on. Don't talk. Okay, thank you. You can talk now. Whew, that took a lot out of my ears. I kind of had it. Well, I had it on my, well, no, it's not your fault. It's, I was watching a movie earlier, so I had everything turned up and I had it on my TV speakers. So when I turn my headphones on, it still stays at that setting. I just changed the different headset, and so it was still loud in my ear. And yeah, I didn't turn it down yet, so don't apologize. It's not your fault. And yes, Sean, you guys can hear him. No, you're good. I can control it. How you guys doing? Crash, are you gambling? Oh, but hang on. Fuck you, Crash. How you doing, Pip? I am doing great. How you been? Awesome, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Let's see. See, I don't know if people are fucking with me right now, but they say they can't hear you guys. But I know that's bullshit because I can see you guys making the desktop audio bounce. Hang on. I'm gonna see if they're lying to me. Oh, there is no audio. God damn it. I hate when they're not lying to me. I'd rather them than just trying to mess with me. Let me see why it's doing this. At 3:08? Oh wait. Well, see, this is why we need to be using universal time, people. And I know, you guys can't hear anything they're saying. I'm trying to fix it. Yeah, you guys can say anything you wanted right now. I mean, no one can hear you. Dude. Hey, wait. Let me rephrase that, Crash. They can't hear you, but I am recording. Let me go ahead and save that clip. Yo, yeah, you can say anything you want. I just said you can say anything you want. They can't hear you. That doesn't mean I can't hear you. Ah, I think I know why they can't hear you. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I gotta actually do something that I hate doing, but I do it all the time. Usually no one notices. I have to actually stop streaming, go to my settings, and fix something. It's not gonna end the stream. You guys are gonna get buffering in the page. You guys are fine. You guys don't go anywhere. But I gotta do this quick, so give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Hello, hello. I don't know. Hello, hello.
I'm on like the world's phone while I'm on my intro. Well, that's awesome. I still got this truck ready for get paid for and shipped to you too. All right.
Just trying to find the mute button. Just been watching some actually. NASA have just opened this tube of moon rocks that they've had sealed away for 50 years. Yeah, for the first time in like ever. I do that there. My fault. NASA have opened a tube that they took a moon sample from the moon, which they brought back with the Apollo mission, and first time it's been opened in 50 years, and they're opening that obviously to see what the soil's like, ready for when they go back, in the next couple of years. And there's also this thing called Fingers Crossed that's been launched. I've been watching a couple of rocket launches. I've just found on my computer a good way of getting all the space feeds, you see. So I'm getting all this good space through now, which is there's a lot going on. Yeah, it's really good. Rain meter. Nope, what's that?
Shawn, need to interrupt you. They can't hear you now. Shawn Smith says he can't hear you.
What's going on?
But they hear us. This is awesome.
Yay!
So what Sean had just
Right,
said
Christ,
was,
now's our time. Let's talk about the bacon conspiracy.
right?
It's the biggest issue that's facing us today, I think, the bacon conspiracy.
Right.
Bigger
I
than
have
the moon.
that Canada is controlling international ham prices. Flat earthers have evidence, okay?
I'd actually heard that they were breeding a special kind of pig, that had thinner skin and thinner flesh so that you got thinner bacon. Well-known fact.
Nothing.
Oh, you can hear us now, can you?
It wasn't Toadie's fault.
It was not my fault. Yeah, I didn't start it. They're whispering in my ears.
Well, Sean, you have heard that there is a pork shortage coming because of a flu in China. Well, Sean,
Not
you
here.
have heard that
You guys may have that issue, but we have plenty of pork here.
No, but it's going to put up the price of bacon because there's going to be more room for export into China.
They'll be buying up all your good American bacon. You're going to just lose it all.
Not good.
I know.
No,
Actually,
the
I had
bacon's
bacon
not
for
good.
tea. It was really
The
nice.
bacon's not good.
Are you a vegetarian? Are you, Pip?
No, just American bacon. I don't
Oh,
like it.
American bacon. Oh, well, that's not real bacon anyway. We know that.
See?
What?
It's all right. I'll
Crunchy, crispy, streaky bacon. You.
You can replay it exactly. You saved it. Yeah. The bacon one is coming.
But it's
Anyway,
not real bacon.
I've got something worse than that. I went on Travis's show earlier. Did you hear me?
Oh yes, that was
Yeah, they nearly had me going. You know, I had who was on that? I had the best people. I'd write the hand. Okay, sorry.
with Travis. So
I haven't heard.
he got his stream shut down for copyright infringement
Oh, really? What was the thing?
for the music he played in his opening, the Frank Sinatra music.
Whole stream shut down or just video taken down? So what was that, Crashes?
So yeah, that's why he got it taken down.
But it took his whole thing offline, or it just took down that that video.
During the stream, he was playing 80s movies in the background with audio.
Everyone can hear me now. We're good. I know everyone can hear me now.
That was silly, wasn't it, of him? Need to be careful.
Yes.
But was it was a soft
Some
one,
of
right?
us that
No,
have
wait. That was a hard strike, huh?
It was
It
a
had to
hard
been.
strike because he's done it with the same music multiple
Well, it's a
times.
hard strike also because you're playing copyrighted material and it's like you're broadcasting it. They don't know the difference between him sort of playing stupid stuff in the background and someone actually broadcasting a movie or something.
Yeah, they have no clue. But the
That's
thing
what I mean.
is,
They don't know, do they? You know, I mean, it's not like, well, it's an infringement, whatever you want to say.
But there's two different types of situations like this, because I get this all the time. Like every day I get a copyright, like a soft copyright on something I had from years ago. You can use a lot of the copywriters, their content. They want everyone. They don't mind people using it, because what happens is they get the money. Yeah, exactly. But what happens is sometimes they don't want you to. They don't want you using it. So if you get taken down during a stream, it's a hard strike, because soft strikes don't take you down like that.
That's what I mean.
I can play Happy Birthday. I can play Happy Birthday all day on this stream. They're not going to shut me down, but they're going to copyright it.
I think it's the difference between using extracts and then actually trying to broadcast something. Yeah, because I think YouTube have got. When I read through the rules when I was signing up to the new stuff, I'm sure there was a load of stuff about like sort of the live streams being used to broadcast material as well.
I think it had to do with his multiple 80s movies.
Well, I think it was actually Frank Sinatra, because when you use Frank Sinatra, I mean, you're going against a pretty big corporation there.
Yeah, his family.
And that's one of their big jewels in the crown. It must be their top 10, right? Like the Beatles, Frank Sinatra. It's got to be one of the top 10, hasn't it?
See, this is
Michael Jackson.
I gotta,
you know what I mean?
I gotta talk to screen is that Travis, because there's so many things he has to realize now that he wants, because believe it or not, when he has, and I'm not saying this is nothing, 5 to 10 people watching at a time, algorithms don't really pick it up. But when you start hitting, believe it or not, 25 to 30, 40, they start looking. And that's why he got shut down like that. That's how they find it that quick. It's not people.
Yeah, I mean, 4 or 5, they assume it could just be a little thing, right? That's what I'm saying. What they don't want is, I know when the Marvel films were coming out, some people were illegally broadcasting over live stream copies of the movie. You know what I mean? I don't know, whatever, Endgame or whatever it's called. So, I'm sure it's that kind of thing that they really don't want. Sure, it's that kind of thing.
So this is the thing that I want to show Travis, like right off the bat. When you're looking to when you want to show something on here, I'm pretty sure Jose does, because otherwise he wouldn't do it all the time. This is very simple. Just click right here, Creative Commons. Everything on Creative Commons I could use everything on my stream right now. Everything you're seeing, I can use on my stream, and it's not going to copyright me.
Well, because it's published under Creative Commons, isn't it? Right.
Exactly.
Which is share and share alike. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They need to be actually using that when they search, not just searching for stuff and then hoping.
Not just searching for stuff. Yeah.
No, Terry Davies used something the other day. It was Creative Commons, and he still got a soft strike.
Really? Oh, well,
yeah, but Terry is currently sitting on about 15 soft strikes.
Okay, well, I can tell you exactly why that. You guys play a show every day, don't you?
No, I haven't for a while.
I've watched you. I've gone on Terry's stream, and after you guys talk, you guys watch TV.
Yeah.
No, you guys watch TV.
Yeah, but not live. No, it's streaming.
Okay, and so here's the bad part about it. I can use anybody's content and make it a Creative Commons. So if on the other side there is somebody's content and they does get flagged, that's why.
I see what you mean. So there would still be copyright material in there.
Yep.
Because it's like I've taken a video, I've copied it, I've issued it as Creative Commons, and actually it isn't, because I've taken copyright material. Yeah.
That's why when I do any of if I upload anything that I've edited that I'm gonna upload, when you're making the file, when the file becomes a file, properties, there's a whole listing of stuff that you should be filling out. Like if you don't fill that out, you're basically saying,
especially for the US as well, isn't there? For the US, I've noticed. The UK, there's less of them, but I can select those American ones. Do you know what I mean about the bit that you put at the front? All those bits. They pop up on mine. Do you know when they're uploading it as well? They're doing all those checks on it too. So what they're doing is they're doing a bit compression algorithm to then compare it to known things that are in the database as well, which is why it takes so long to upload it. What they're actually doing is scanning it at the same time to see what's in it.
For instance, I'll show this one. Pretty simple. Oh, there's nothing I gotta worry about. Okay, hang on. I'll show you guys right now. Because in this one, I'm pretty sure, and trust me, I am by no means an authority in computers. But when you've done something so many damn times in this process, you really start to get what's going on like right away. So I've been thinking about doing a few live streams, like just showing how to do things like this when you're live streaming or uploading a lot. Like Travis does a lot of uploads, like all those observations. He should be doing this to it. Basically right here, see, owner, it's me. Where's a good example? But basically, you can put all your content in. It's not mine, so that's why. But if it was mine, I'd have a whole list of, creator, copyright, business name, title name. Like I could change all that stuff. Let's see if I can find one real quick. There we go. Which one? Okay, so, like when I go to my properties and do this one, I have a whole list. I haven't even done this one yet, but you have a whole collection of things that make it yours. See it? Copyright.
Yeah, it automatically does that on pictures and films. It automatically does that on. Yeah. On
mine, it doesn't. But that's because I made it so it doesn't, so I can change it.
Oh, really? Because mine will normally automatically populate that as much as possible. So it'll always put my name into the writer field. It'll always put a copyright. Okay, that's interesting. But you can configure it to do that automatically,
But I did it in my editor.
That's where I did it. So I do it in like iMovie, and it automatically will populate that. So anytime I create a movie, it will embed all that. Yeah, because it helps protect you, right?
Oh yeah. For this one I didn't, because this isn't going to be my actual intro. It's more of me just messing around with some of the clips that I had. The one intro that I have.
I thought you already had an intro with a lighthouse and there was a balloon with a great big elephant going across on it or something. Wasn't that you?
See, here's the thing. No, that's me. Yeah. See, the thing is that I have this problem where I feel the need to change my intro every month,
all the time.
All the time.
It's a very bad disease.
I realize it. You shouldn't probably do it because it becomes the familiar intro. But I like editing.
It does, and people also associate it with you. Do you see what I mean? I think this is the trouble when you fiddle too much with these intros. I think it's quite nice to have a good one and then just use, because it becomes part of. It's like Conspiracy Cats. I noticed changed his for Baldy Cats. Have you noticed? He's got this like light that now flickers out, but I think that's the Baldy Cats one. I think he's kept the Conspiracy the same, but it confused me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm used to seeing him with that nice little tune before it. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And I thought about it, and I just have this compulsive need to edit. And I like to edit and put things together, so it always ends up into an intro. And I have probably a list of 1,000 music, video, or music of audio from what is it called? Epidemic music or sounds. It's like a copyright license thing you pay monthly for. So I have so many damn things. I just constantly want to mix it and change them. So it's more of my wanting to edit stuff. That's all it really is. And otherwise, I would keep the same one.
And what program do you actually use to edit?
So I use, you're gonna love this. So I use, it's called which one is it? Which one are you? Yeah, I'm trying to see which one. And yeah, that's the problem I have. I use probably.
I think DaVinci Pro's used a lot, isn't it? Quite a few people use that, I think.
Here's my list. Yeah, I said list. I use VSDC, editor. I I use DaVinci sometimes. I only use DaVinci because I can.
Which DaVinci? DaVinci Resolve or the other one?
Resolve. Because
Okay.
I can tweak I can actually tweak the effects that I've done in VSDC. Like I can really break them down and do all that stuff. I haven't even started doing that stuff yet. It's just things I've been playing with and trying to get better at. Then I also use, where's the other one? Hitman. I use Hitman, but I only use Hitman if I'm editing someone else's stuff, because in those are just cuts. In Hitman, I can cut really fast. I know how to do it on the keyboard, so I use that one. But VSDC and Movie Studio 16, the Vega one, I use that one for. I can do everything on that, but that one's really complicated. I'm still learning it.
So I think there's an interesting kind of like idiot mode on quite a few of them. I think DaVinci's got it as well, and there's a lot of people doing this now to get content out quite quickly without necessarily having video, but it is moving. You find some quite amazing still images. Do you see what I mean? Of, I don't know, let's say we're doing something on crepuscular rays, right? So you find, let's say, 20 images of crepuscular rays, you know what I mean, in a sequence that you can explain. And then it like zooms in or moves the photos. You know what I mean? When you put a photo in like a slide, just imagine a photo as a slide. But the actual software, you know what I mean, is zooming into part of it, or it's like making it move. So it all looks dynamic. And then, of course, you can put words across it. And I've noticed a lot of people do that to get content out. So they'll be talking over it going, crepuscular rays are this, da-da-da-da-da. And it's video, but it's not really. But it's more interesting than just seeing the picture there and then another picture, then another one. Do you see what I mean? Because it's dynamic. Do you know what I mean? So basically what they're doing is they're using Google Image to get a load of images. They're talking over it and they're using them as kind of illustrations, I suppose, of their whatever they're saying. But they're not having to actually create any video at all. And I think that's a very quick way of getting content out there. I've noticed some people do it quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than people think. It's easy to cut.
Well, to edit video, because you've got to capture the video, then you've got to take it from OBS. And if you wanted to put two clips side by side, if you wanted to do a Anthony Riley said this, and this, it takes forever, doesn't it? It's like what Conspiracy does looks really simple. When he's talking to Del and those little snippets, they take him hours. I guarantee it takes him hours to do that, because he's not only going to watch a lot of Del to find just the right thing when Del says whatever, oh no, or whatever. Then he's got to cut it together, and then he's got to get himself facing the right way as if he's talking
exactly, and have he's got to have that conversation, and he does it very well.
And you've got to probably do it several times, because you've got to get just the timing right, don't you? So
that's
and then you have to edit it, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I don't do very much talking type uploads. I try not to. I hate fucking talking. It sounds like weird, but that's that's scripted talking when you're doing uploads, and I hate that.
Yeah, so when I did the scripted ones, I found there was it's actually called Keynote on the Mac, but it's pretty much the same on what's it called, the PC. It's PowerPoint, where you can actually embed the sound, and it will play on the thing. And if you've scripted your thing, you can actually talk into it, and you can do it in chunks. So rather than have to cut all the audio out, which takes ages to like overlap the audio correctly, that was quite good. And it has some really simple transitions in it as well. So I think there are a few things that you can piece together, do you know what I mean, to start to get half decent looking content quite quickly. Like Blue's new intro, I showed him how to use Panzoid, right? Which is a relatively simple way. I mean, I gave him the model, which was, I think, an Earth going round. There's a lot of really sophisticated editors out there. But, to get some stuff up quite quickly, there's quite a lot of good tools now. And there's lots of these royalty-free music places as well that you can go to if you want to get little clips, or little sound effects like a drum or an explosion or something. There's a lot of good stuff out there, actually.
Okay, one second, I got a super chat I got to read. Hey, thanks, Darth Killer. I appreciate that very, very much. It says, G put that in the chat. Yes, GPS. He does get me to say it. I gotta find it again. Damn it, where is that? There it is. All right, he says, don't forget, YouTube has a small level of protection against false copyright strikes. not so much against other types of false strikes. That's why FECOR used privacy strikes. Okay, that statement is wrong. YouTube has 0 level of protection against false copyright strikes. Here's why. Because all it takes is someone to issue a strike or a claim. YouTube takes that claim, gives it to you, lets you know that there's a claim against something you've done. Then you either remove the content or you file a dispute saying, nope, that person is wrong. All that does is go to YouTube. YouTube then passes it back to the claimer, and they decide, oh, I was wrong, or oh, he's lying. I'm taking him to court. Then YouTube says, okay, guys, thank you for using YouTube. We will no longer have anything to do with it. Have fun. And until the claimer says, we have settled this situation, YouTube will keep that strike on your channel.
So you're telling me at no point, so let's say I strike you tomorrow, Shawn, right? I'm evil. Yep. I strike you tomorrow and go, Shawn is using, in fact, worse. I copy a bit of some of your content and I put it on my channel and then I strike you, right? So I've already got the content there. I go, right, Shawn, you're saying that you'll get the notification, you'll look at it and go, Toady's an idiot. He's out to get me. Yeah. You'll pass it back to YouTube. YouTube will pass it back to me. And either I'm going to go, oh yeah, I'm evil and I'm wrong. I'll stop it.
The only good part is I do have the opportunity to show that it's my content, or, you know, sufficient evidence that it's my content.
But who'd you show that to? So at what point does a human look at it? That's when I'm interested.
If you say I have sufficient content and you paste it in the dispute, there someone will look at it. It'll probably take
a human
3 to 4 days, 5 days, but it does happen.
What would you post in though? Let's say it was a bit of a video clip.
It'd be the video clip and a timestamp. Now, so this happened to me.
What, and you'd say that I actually took it on my camera. It's my picture of a sun. It's not.
Let me show you how bad this was. This is. So this has happened to a few channels. The FECOR didn't do this, but they used this tactic against everyone, or against Sparkane. So somebody took, when I got shut down for 90 days, it was like 45 days, because I just filed a dispute and won. So a troll took 2 of my uploads that I had literally took from 30 different videos, cut it the shit up, and had my own overlays and all that stuff over it. So it was very, very obvious it was mine. So you guys don't see it in the chat or in the watch page, and unless I turn it up, let me go ahead and turn this up real quick so everyone can see. And this is another thing Travis needs to know, and Jose, I hope he knows.
Well, you got a watermark that we just don't see.
Exactly.
There's something. I figured you would.
So what happens is I realized it real quick. What they did was, let's see, there it is, right there.
Where is it? I can't.
It's in, or you can't see it, but it's in my.
Hang on, I can. I'll go to the feed. Where is it on the live feed?
Yeah, it's going to be on the live feed in a few seconds, and it's up in the top left.
Seconds. Top left, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm not watching the.
It's not
it's there right now.
Is it there? Okay, hang on. Let me play it.
Hit the live button. Make sure it's live.
Oh yeah,
I can see it. Big Truth Army.
Oh,
yep. So
yeah, I can see it.
That watermark, I do this with that watermark on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, because then it proves it jumps around your channel. Yeah.
Yep. But what happens is you guys don't see it because I've done this. What I do is I take the chroma key, and the chroma key right, and then the occupy part just turned down. Right now I'm at, I think.
But are you just turning it down so it's faded and it is still there, or is it not there?
Right now, you probably, if you look really hard, because I told you it's there.
Yeah.
You don't see it.
Yeah.
But it's there. It's there. I just don't notice. No one notices it because no one ever looked at it. No one knew it was
just
there.
About see it on the black.
Yep.
Well, I can imagine it. I mean, I can imagine it.
So
yeah,
if you look on the YouTube screen,
yeah,
where Shawn Smith.
Yeah, I see. If you
and
get
you
the
look
right
over.
angle.
Yep.
Oh, no, that could be a smudge of my finger, actually.
Yeah. So no matter what, if anybody uses my content, that watermark's there, whether they realize it or not. Now, I've gotten hits back, but I dispute them all. There's why. What the fuck?
So we do this in mapping as well. What we do is we put in places that don't exist occasionally, and like odd things. They use it also in currency. They use a thing called the Orion encryption, which is the shape of the stars of Orion. You'll find it on a lot of banknotes. So they use that. So it also means that photocopiers, if you try to photocopy a banknote, a Xerox photocopier, by the way, it will pick up that Orion, and that's what it's keying on, and then it won't actually let you make a photocopy of a banknote. Yeah, it's called the Orion key. And we use something similar. We don't use the Orion key in mapping. What we normally do is we put in, what's called fustigated evidence. So it's got a special name, which basically means bollock stuff. Because then if someone copies it, we can easily prove that they've copied it from us. Because in mapping, it goes on all the time. People steal map data all the time. Yeah.
Okay. So
and then you can prove it's yours. So it's a similar way to your little watermark. Sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Darkstar was saying in the chat that it was only a few people that it happened to. That's not true. I got 2 strikes from this one situation. What they did was they in the bottom right, everyone sees this, and the bottom right of the screen is my watermark, my what do you call it? Brand, I think they call it. That they cut. All you gotta do is crop that out. If you crop that little watermark out in the bottom right, it's no longer a way for YouTube to identify it unless they actually look at the video, because it has a little analytic tag that stays with it no matter what. If they look at it, that will work. But they don't look at that ever. They don't care. It's too many numbers, too many different videos to do that are all cut up. They'd never do that. But what happens is the person cuts that out, makes his own upload with my upload. Just all he did is cut the watermark out. The problem he had.
How'd you put your watermark on? What are you putting it on with, Shawn? What program? Is that DaVinci?
Oh, no. That's that little watermark in the bottom right. That's YouTube.
No, not that one, because that one I think I get as well. That's a YouTube one. The one on the top left, the proper, the.
Oh no! That's just a picture.
But how are you getting it appearing on your stream? Oh, you're live streaming. And you've got
I'm on OBS.
Ah, so you got a picture in OBS. Ah, okay, right, of course, because I'm doing videos, not live streams. Okay, right.
Yeah. Because all I got to do is literally just show my Truth Army is stamped on everything I have. Everything. That's all I got to show them. And I hate it
as a brand. I dislike the Truth Army so much. It's so militaristic.
You know what? I don't like it.
Nuts.
I didn't
hate
like it either.
It says to me, soldiers killing bad people.
All I'm looking for is truth.
That wasn't your intention.
That's all it is.
But
see, that's the thing. I like that.
But he's got a gun.
It makes you question.
He's not going out with a.
He's going out to kill stupidity.
He's not going out with a pen and a piece of paper. If he had a pen and a piece of paper,
the best part.
I'd think
my
fair
stupidity.
Enough. No, he's got a gun. He's shooting people. He's killing people. Probably children and women.
I'm taking out my stupidity. But that's the thing. I like it because truth, and I learned this real quick after my flat Earth experience. My truth is not your truth. Your truth isn't my truth. Doesn't make either one of us not right, except once we compare the facts. But truth has nothing to do with that. Truth is what it is to yourself.
The worst thing is the flat earthers, though. They all use the word truth as well, right? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They've got the truth, too. They're the guardians of the truth, too. Right? The truth is not an absolute, right? It's very, very subjective, right?
It's very. So I think truth is once you verify
therefore, I think
your
it's
belief.
a much misused term, right?
But that's all it is. Yeah. Truth is you yourself verifying a belief you had.
So you'd be better to call it the consensus army or the we mostly agree with each other army. Well, because you're assuming there's an absolute, Shawn, which there isn't.
Well, put it this way:
absolute.
Do you think the Truth Army tag?
It just bugs me. I don't like army stuff.
Is it? But was it?
I don't like actually.
What you thought?
I don't mind army stuff.
You ready for this?
Hang on, let me read.
Check this out.
Let me rephrase
Check
that.
this out. Let
me rephrase that.
Hang on. Look, I'm not. I've never even served.
Yeah. So let me rephrase that.
I get questioned about that all the time.
I actually don't mind. People who have been in the military showing that they have right. I think that's actually reasonable. But I don't like the kind of pseudo, what I call militia. Like we have a thing called the Home Guard in the UK. Like it's like people who aren't really the army but pretending they are. Yeah, it's a particular bugbear of mine. So you need to change your truth army, Sean. You need to to wise up to something better.
Okay, so check this out. So Dave in the chat wants me to say, he says, say that again. Truth has nothing to do with facts. Now, I'm gonna lay it out for you, Dave, so you can understand exactly how I think it is and should go. Okay, I believe something. Once I've verified my belief, not officially as long as I think I verified a belief, it becomes a truth. My truth then can be verified with facts. That's how that works. So yes, everyone's truth isn't the same. Look, put it this way. Some people believe in God. That's their truth. I don't. Whose truth is wrong? There's no answer. So as far as I'm concerned, truth is a self thing. It's not a everyone thing. It doesn't make any difference. Everyone's truth is their own truth that needs to be verified for other people. So, or it doesn't need to be, truth, but that's how you would.
When I see the word truth on the internet, it generally means evolutionists, creationists, flat earthers,
know-it-alls, and
people who want to claim that they have got the single version of the truth, right? And I really shy away from that. I'm very, very suspicious of that. Very suspicious.
But see, that's the thing. I like that. I don't want people to assume that, everything I say is truth. So when they come in, they may be skeptical of it, and they may be like, "Oh, he's going built." No, I'm the exact opposite of everything like that. The reason I use Truth Army is because I'm searching for my truth, the truth of what I can understand. And again,
an army implies more than one, Sean.
Well. Huh?
Sean, an army implies more than one.
Oh, I hope so.
If you'd called yourself the truth seeker,
whether you like it or not,
with pencil and notepad.
Toady, whether you like it or not, you're part of the Truth Army.
I don't like it at all. I'm definitely not.
You are.
I have, I've gone AWOL from the Truth Army.
No,
definitely.
You can't.
I'm not a member of any.
Toady, do you search for truth?
What are you here for?
I'm not searching for truth. Definitely not. No, I'm trying to read.
Can I be an enforcer?
Consensus.
Not here as in the panel. But why are you in this community?
I'm searching for consensus, as I say, and greater understanding. Certainly not truth.
Yep, your truth.
But
what's true to you?
No. I've got a meta. I take a meta view of truth.
Wait. Didn't you just show us on my stream? You showed us some of your Egypt pictures, like the obelisk that's on its side.
Yep.
You stated quite a bit that a lot of the things that you were saying were your belief, your truth. What you believe.
I didn't say the truth. I said they were my opinions because I like to qualify them because I don't have a unique ability to understand the truth about things. There's some things where I think I'm very, very, very sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that your truth?
No, it's not my truth. I don't actually believe in truth. I think it's totally subjective. I've said my view.
Okay, so that obelisk is sitting on its side, and you have your opinion of how and what happened in that time. Don't you verify?
The obelisk isn't a good example. I haven't got a clue about how that got on its side. Actually, that's not a good example. But
well, I'm sorry, but it is a good example because
it isn't because the obelisk isn't because I got not a clue about the obelisk. I didn't really speak about the obelisk because I think apparently a guy called Manzetti in about 1880 supposedly pulled them all down and broke them. So the obelisk is not a good example. Yeah, honestly, Sean. But look, something else, right? Some other stuff which I'm a bit more sure about.
Yeah, exactly. The things that you don't have complete verification because you weren't there, or just not enough to put it all together.
Still not my truth. Still not my truth.
Why? Then what is the truth?
Because I'm gonna have to go in a second anyway. I don't subscribe to having a insight necessarily into the truth, because for me the truth is something which is an absolute that I think is very, very hard to get to, right, or to get at. Yeah, God may have a view on the truth. God may have a view on the truth, right? But I don't think man does easily, right? Because I think there's many different views. I may have a very high degree of certainty, right? And I can definitely claim that on certain things, right? Very high degree.
Jump over truth? I don't get it.
I just don't think it's. I think consensus is something that's much better. because consensus moves us forward. I don't need to know the truth
Consistent-
behind something.
But that doesn't make it true. That's just what a group thinks.
Well, you like to have
actually, no. You do need to know the truth in things.
no.
You do need to.
No,
Because
I think it's very rare.
you can't go through any of your business dealings without the truth.
No, I think the truth is it's a very subjective notion, right? The truth. I think it's very hard to say what
It's
an absolute is.
Very subjective.
Yeah.
Which is why you
Yeah.
can't just
Highly
say it's
subjective.
You know,
because lots of people will have a different view of it, which is why I say I would much rather look for consensus. I have a high degree of certainty. Absolutely. I can, in business dealings, have a high degree of trust. Yeah. That people will act in a certain way. But truth? No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Well,
Wait,
but
why do you
what
say
I'm saying
truth
is,
as if it's a bad thing?
Yeah,
I'm saying that most people get hung up on truth, a bit like they do on belief, I think, as well. Yeah, because they like to have absolutes, and I don't see the world like that. I know it's unusual, but I don't see the world like that. We'll talk more about it because it depends what truth you're talking about. Yeah, it depends what truth you're talking about as well, right? Yeah, because there's a few different types. And
that's where I was kind of going to go with that. Was I was going to say that there's certain levels of truth that 1 + 1 is 2. You hold that
exactly,
to be true.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I would just say that's a fact. Yeah, I wouldn't say that that's true, but I mean, I suppose it is if you want to. You sort of mean those to me are facts, right? 1 + 1 is 2 is a fact. You can't be very subjective about that, I don't think. Yeah, to me, 1 + 1 is definitely 2 as well. I suppose you might find somebody who doesn't think that, but yeah. But I wouldn't call that truth. Truth implies that there's knowledge that is knowable, that could be contested in some way. For me,
See,
yeah.
but
and that's what I mean. We need to apply it.
Even when you define it, it doesn't sound like a bad thing. It's like yesterday, people were trying to argue against happiness and what it was. Like you're going against truth. Truth it's a very subjective. Like it's not one thing at all. That's
I'm not
why
going
I
against
love
it, Sean. I'm absolutely not going against it. What I look for here is consensus, though, not truth. See, I'm not here to force my views on some other person, right? I'm here to try to reach consensus. I'd be much happy with consensus. General agreement.
I guarantee you're not going to have that much of a consensus. When you're talking,
if
you're talking about your Egyptian stuff, for instance, I'm listening. I want to learn. You are teaching me something about it, whether you like it or not. So I have to verify what you believe is true in what you're saying. Those become my truths until they're verified, and then they become facts. It's a fact. This happened. The fact that happened. Those are derived from truth. You may call it something else, but a consensus is if I find 100 people who know nothing about Egypt, your consensus is nothing.
Facts to do with things that happened a very long time ago, I don't think are really tenable. Yep. So I have a number of opinions if we're talking about Egypt, because remember we're talking about we're jumping around a lot here, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about something that is not knowable, right? And I would make a distinguishing line between something that is knowable and something that isn't. Yeah.
Okay,
will water boil at 100 degrees? Yeah. We can go and test that. That is knowable. Yeah. And we can maybe look at a truth, I suppose, if you want to call it truth. Again, I call it more of a fact. What the ancient Egyptians did or didn't make, or the tools that they used, probably isn't now knowable.
What creates a fact?
What creates a fact?
Yeah. So what is before a fact? So belief. What do you compile to create a fact?
I'm
just trying to see how you're structured.
So I think a fact is something that is knowable, yeah, where there can be extremely broad consensus on it through some kind of investigation. We're going to go down the route of scientific method, aren't we? Which is why I'm trying to avoid that.
Not really. I more casual. Get way more casual on it.
No. But we will. We'll have to put terms around it, right? Yeah.
Well, that's you're right, because that is kind of what I'm doing. Because to me, the reason I use truth is because it's very different for everyone.
What I don't like about it is the minute you see the word in this kind of format or forum,
it
implies that someone has the ability to be the knower, right? I've got the truth. I've got this thing in my pocket. It's the truth. And I'm going to teach you, you know, and you don't know the truth, right? Because I'm part of the Truth Army, the Truth League, the Flat Earth Truth, the this, the other. Yeah. And I'm very suspicious of that, because generally the people who claim that probably are the people who are not the nearest to, quotes, the truth, which is why I would always look for consensus. So hang on. So when I'm speaking to Travis and that, and earlier on Nathan Thompson, I was being very soft with them because they were coming up with lots of ridiculous stuff, right, as usual. Oh yeah, it's definitely the horizon. No, it doesn't go to eye level because of this, that, and the other. It deviates. You know, they're coming out with all this stuff, and I go very soft on them because I'd rather reach consensus where we can. There's some effects. I don't want to call it whatever he's calling it, aqua chuffer or whatever. But we can agree on some things, right? We can agree there are effects. We can agree they're complicated. We can agree certain ways they act in certain situations. Do you see what I mean? And through that, we might be able to reach consensus. I suspect not on the pictures, right?
But that's the problem, though, because once you hit a consensus, doesn't mean you've got everything down, all the facts boiled down. You still need to continue on with your research. And if you constantly are looking for the census of it, or what we can agree on, at what point does it progress? Because that's what, Toady, you got to know that for sure, man. The progression is what makes us us. The fact that we want to, we need almost to progress our knowledge.
So I think it's a much more adult and mature way, and it's the way that I work. Is to try to build broad consensuses around things, because then we can move forwards. Whereas if I come in with the idea that I know what the truth is, I'm not going to shake my truth in my head. I'm not even going to flex a bit. I'm not even going to think that I could possibly be wrong. And by the way, I'm just all out to try to brainwash or teach you my truth. That's something very different. And I think that's the problem of what's essentially wrong with a lot of these debate forums is people come in with that intent. They're not going to move ever. They're absolutely not going to back down for whatever reasons, right? Ego, just stupidity. They make money out of it, whatever, which is why I'm very flexible here. I'm willing to be convinced by things, genuinely, right? If someone could show me a lot of really good flat earth proof, I might change my views, right? They'd have to show me a lot, but I am open to that, right? Absolutely. And there are odd anomalies and there are things I can't explain.
So here's...
that's a very different view.
With it. No, because I actually do the same almost. I will admit I do get a little aggressive when I feel like I got the upper hand. And a great case of it is Travis, where you can stretch it a very long way, breaking a lot of things down, and know you're not going to get an argument out of it. You're going to keep discussing it. The second you progress past the agreements, the other person wants to immediately shut down because you've been very agreeing this whole time, and now you're going against what we agreed, or against the consensus, and now you've moved past it. Travis is upset because I went past what we agreed on. Because the second that started happening is when everything started going downhill.
So people flip very quickly. I agree, which is why I'm very careful, like I was today with Nathan and what's that guy, Right the Hand, he's dreadful, and Travis. Because what I didn't do was I didn't push them on all the stupid things they said, right? Because it's very easy to push them and say you're absolutely wrong about the horizon, and then we get in a ding dong. We rehearsed that 100
absolutely
times, right?
I agree.
Which is why I would always look for the consensus of what can we take out of the conversation that we can agree upon, and there is a lot there, right? There's a lot of things that we can agree upon.
Absolutely,
and those are things we can build on over time. And I think whether we do or not, I agree with you. Whether it'll go anywhere with pictures, I don't know. But I'd like to think, at least if we've got consensus, maybe when other things come along, we could agree on them.
Toady, question for you, though. Where I can see what you're saying, and I've witnessed you in many conversations now, so I get what you're trying to do. But doesn't that really only work if the other person on the other side of the discussion is coming at it from that same viewpoint and same...
I totally agree. Saying it's a really valid criticism of me, and it's been made before, and I take it on the chin. you're wasting your time. Like Rumpus told me, they're not like that. They're not coming from that place.
No, that's the thing. I don't believe discussions are a waste of time, regardless of whether you can't get an agreement on the end, because I enjoy the discussions. But
well, that's why I do it, because when I had to think, when Rumpus challenged me in the way that it was similar to challenge to you, he's a bit stronger, right? I had to think about it, and then I had to think, well, why am I doing it? And then I realized I enjoy the discussion, and I enjoy learning things. So that's why I do it, right? I enjoy learning things, and I enjoy hearing things I didn't know before. Do you see what I mean? But obviously it's nice to build consensus, because then you have, sorry, Pete, you can come in and say, you have the broadest conversations. Right, I'm just going to go and sign up for a bit anyway. Hi, Pete, nice to see you.
I was just going to ask, because you're seeking truth, right, Toady?
Because I'm not. We just had that conversation.
Yeah.
Just listen to it, Pete. I'm definitely, the one thing I'm not doing is seeking truth.
So that means you have truth, right?
No, I absolutely don't. I'm somebody who, if you heard me earlier, I really dislike this term truth, because it implies that you've got this main line to something, right? And I don't believe I've got that. I've got some certainty about certain things, and I like to build consensus, if possible.
Well, you're certain about the infinite vacuum of space. Are you certain about the spherical Earth?
I'm pretty confident about the spherical Earth. I'm pretty confident. Hang on, I'm pretty confident about, certainly within our solar system, there being mostly a vacuum, unless you're on a planetary body. Yeah,
that's a big level of truth you're in possession of, though.
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of consensus. There's a lot of consensus around those things, Pete. I know you won't agree, because you 200-300 flat earthers have a different view.
This hangout is here, right? This is all because flat Earth has become a predominant thing. So, I mean, I'm just trying to clarify, to be honest. Actually, how you doing, Shawn? Thanks for giving me the link. And, I was just going to come in and say, Pontius Pilate asked Jesus, what is truth? Do you know what Jesus' answer was? According to
I am the way, the light, and the truth.
No, he didn't answer, Toady. He didn't answer. But that's exactly the answer I would have. He already answered somewhere else. I am the way, the light, and the truth, or the truth and the light, right? And you cannot get to the Father unless you go through the Son. So what does all this mean? If you're on a search for truth,
I think that answer, if you want to unpack it, Pete, it's really important. He didn't just say I'm the truth, did he? He said, I'm the way, I'm the light, and I'm the truth. Now, of course, that's the Trinity, and we know Father, Son, Holy Ghost, blah, blah, blah. But the way is the interesting bit. He didn't just say I'm the truth, because the truth, if you were in the truth and you were of the truth, you'd be in the truth and you'd be all knowing, right? But it's the way. The way is the interesting bit. And I don't know about the light. I need to think about the light.
You have to have the three to have the one. So if you're going to say Toady, and I'm just going in your own words, I'm not going to hold you to anything, but if you're not here for ultimately a greater search for maybe all three, the way, the light, and the truth, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what are you not human?
Well, I'm here for the way, the truth, not so much. The consensus, the knowledge, because
what about the light?
Right. So I'll give you an example. There have been multiple truths in societies which they have absolutely believed. So the Egyptians believed, for example, that the sun was rolled up by a giant scarab beetle or something and then ferried across the sky and then went down on the other side, right? That was their truth.
They didn't literally believe that. That's metaphor. You understand that's metaphor, right?
Well, I'm trying to give an example of something that didn't matter that the people all agreed it. If you'd gone and spoken to them, they would have told you that that was the truth. Yep, they would have said, yep, that's the truth, that's the truth, that's the truth. And their society managed to function. So there's a lot of different truths, right? It didn't actually matter that we have a different explanation. Do you see what I mean?
But hang on, you're not society, you're an individual man trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with this crazy and topsy-turvy existence. I take it, unless you're not.
But you're missing the point that societies can function having truths that are that we now would inherently disagree with, right?
How is our society?
No, we're finding out that their truths were lies. Is
how is our society functioning, Sean? I know you're verbal about opposition to certain things that are going on.
Oh, I have a lot of issues. I got many issues, many. That's why the title says it all.
What is truth? Your truth would conflict with the vast majority of ballers. I mean, I don't mean to use that term, but people
absolutely.
So, I mean, what is truth? And let me just say,
I've said this too. You ready?
Truth is absolute. There's only one truth.
Nope. There's not. Truth to me.
Yes, there is.
Is my beliefs verified to me?
No, that's not truth.
Why?
That's just your beliefs verified. Now, verification
exactly. So wait. So Pete, let me ask you a question now. Then, okay, is the Earth flat?
Yeah. See, that's a loaded question.
Okay, no. Yeah, you're right. How about this? Is the Earth different from what the census science says? Okay, perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay,
that's
the
your truth,
spinning
right?
Earth is metaphor.
And that's true to you, right? It's either been proven as a fact or it's just a belief. Between that, to me, is truth.
Well, it's clear that that's the situation. Either the ball earthers are correct or they're incorrect. This is.
I can tell you now, space is real. That is a truth to me. Why is it a truth? Because I've done enough verifying of my belief that it is true, and belief in that it's true, and in that the people giving me the information are being factual to me, and I've verified it's true. Space is there. Have I verified that to be a fact? No, I can't go up. I haven't been up there. I can't say I won't. Hopefully, I am rich enough to go up there. So fuck everybody. I'm not going to say we can't.
But I mean. So whether you get the chance to verify it or not, it is still a situation right now, right? There's a reality associated with all of us. It's the truth of things.
Okay.
For instance, let me make it more specific.
How about this then? Give me a truth.
Right, I'll give you a truth. And I've talked about this before, and you'll be able to relate to it. Since you got up this morning, Sean, right, and you woke from your slumber, there's a certain sequence of events, process you went through that there's no changing. That is an absolute truth, and it's the same for me. There's no changing that.
Nope, that's not
now,
true.
Now, when you're aware of it, or you believe my version of it,
what happens if I wake up with a kink in my neck?
A what?
Like a kink, like a
Chinese person. You don't call them that anymore.
A sore muscle in my neck.
Niggers now.
Jesus Christ, a sore muscle in my neck.
Okay.
What if I wake up with one? My regimen basically will be different. I'm probably not going to get up fast enough. I'm probably not going to want to eat something. I'm probably going to want to lay down longer. It's not going to be the same. So therefore, what you said is not a truth in your definition of truth.
Well, it has to be.
I'll give you one. You ready? I'll give you one.
Your day has been your day, right? No changing it.
No. Here's one. If the sun is out and you can see it, you can feel the warmth of it on your face. That can be verified. No. Everyone can go out and do it. Where is it not? Where do you see the sun and it not warm on your face?
No, because the sun can be out in wintertime and
you believe the sun is someone in the winter with snow and all that. The sun is their best friend.
But Pete,
in relation? That's a different. I was thinking in relation to like an area where the sun wasn't in, but the sun isn't always warm, of course. I mean, because the sun is out and it's nighttime, that doesn't mean it's warm.
Where? When is it not?
Mountaintop.
No. See, here's the thing.
Mountaintop.
It doesn't matter if you can see the sun. I guarantee you, it's warmer in the sun than it is in the shade, depending on the air temperature. I know. That's actually not a very good thing even to say. How about this? Name a time when you've had the sun on your face and it was not warm.
Okay,
when I've been skiing in the Alps, it's definitely sometimes be quite cold. In fact, it's been warmer.
Yeah.
It's been warmer in the shelter out of the sun because I'm sheltered from the wind.
That's not the sun. Yeah. That's not the sun not heating your face. That's the air brushing against. That's
you
the cold
said
air on your face.
Name a time. You said name a time.
And I mentioned that mountaintop.
Oh well, I can still promise you it's still warmer. Do it at night.
Definitely not.
No, but here we go. Here we go. Let me hear me out, because this is very interesting. I have some very interesting questions to bring to the table. Yet we know that you're also capable of getting sunburn, even though the sun won't feel warm in your face. So this tells us there's something different
you get a
going
sunburn
on
without the sun even being there, and on a cloudy day.
No, you get sunburn at high altitudes, but it's not warm, right?
On cloudy days too. You can get sunburn on cloudy days. My ex,
I agree.
She used to be one of those girls that used to put baby oil on and shit and go out to the river. Yeah, even on a cloudy day, she looks like a lobster. It's crazy.
I agree, man, and I thought about this ages ago, and this led me to the conclusion: light and heat are not intrinsic properties of the sun; these are effects, right? And I got sunburned myself on a hot day, right? But it was an overcast day; there was no sun visible, and I came back, looked at myself in the mirror. I was like a nigger. Excuse me. Excuse me.
How about this? How about this? Pete, the sun does not look like the moon.
Oh, they're the same size, right?
Nope. I'm talking about their appearance.
Yeah, that's true. To our visual.
Okay, so as far as your truth is concerned, that statement is correct. The sun and the moon do not look, in appearance, the same.
Right, but the problem is here, Sean, when you get to the deeper layers of truth, you have to define the
your truth on that is different too.
You have to define what the sun and the moon are, right?
Why? Okay, but no, wait.
Well,
they're up there in the watery bodies, in the sort of watery ether that's above us, aren't they? They're lights floating in the watery.
Well, I mean,
water's above the earth, right?
Have you heard any better explanation coming from a flat earther?
No,
I haven't.
That's a real.
Thank you, and you haven't heard half of it, man.
That doesn't. It's not a good thing. Still,
because you're not up for truth.
Now, Pete, understand what you just said. You said truth is absolute, but so the fact that I said I had to make it actually very specific that they don't visually look the same, rather than a broad truth about it that would be very easy because it'd be absolute. See how you branched off from that to start talking about what they were, how they have their appearances and all this. That all makes it that means that truth isn't absolute. Otherwise, science would call everything truth.
Deny that. They don't look the same. That doesn't mean they're not the same.
I see it, Jose. I just don't stop everything like you do.
All right. Well, do it now, because I've got a question for Pete to think about. He can come back after you've done the super chat.
Well,
Pete,
hang on, Toady. Hang on.
Pete.
Does what Sean was saying, that statement that Sean made, we can all agree that the sun and the moon do not look the same, and that's a truth in itself. But
you said truth is absolute.
Okay,
right, so that's absolutely true. Anyone with eyes that work like human eyes will tell you that the sun and the moon don't look the same.
Were you trying to say something, Toady?
Off you go. Sorry, Toady. Just clear that up. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, it's just I need to keep my voice down, because if I get excited and try to talk over you, I'm going to get shouted at by the family.
It's Jose asking to kick me out. Someone gave a super chat that hasn't kicked out.
I'll start moderating.
No one's going to kick you out, Pete.
Yeah,
so
I'll
very
moderate
quickly,
Toady.
Do truths exist beyond people? Can a truth exist separate to people?
Well, excellent, man, because that's almost exactly the question I was going to ask you. Is truth there or already, and we're just discovering it, or are we
making it or creating
frontier? It? Are we discovering truth as we go along?
Exactly.
And I think that's the fundamental difference between us. I say everything is pre-written. Everything, there's nothing new under Aristarchus, man. And everything we're learning now is coming closer to the truth and the heart of matters. That's absolutely what I say. And I know you're going to say the opposite.
And I don't. I say the opposite. I say that
I knew that, and I knew it.
We are creating these truths because I don't believe in this transcendental, singularity, or whatever you want to call it, Godhead that we're traveling towards. That Terence McKenna kind of idea. I don't believe in it. Yeah.
Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe in miracles? Do you believe that because you're horny and you can stick your Mickey somewhere, a beautiful miracle that is our baby children?
Do I believe in miracles?
That's beyond measure, isn't it?
I think they're possible within my universe, right? I'm not sure if I've ever seen one, but I think they could be possible, Pete. I'll give you that.
Hang guys 1 sec. I got to catch up on these super chats. And before I read the super chats, Darth Killer, do me a favor. Just tag me. You don't have to do the super chats for me to see it. Just tag me, and you don't have to do the super chats to be heard. He says sunburn can be caused without the sun. Ever heard of UV chambers? No, actually, I haven't. I want to actually look it up because I've never even heard of the term. And then he said in the second super chat, which I do appreciate both of those. Thank you, Dr. Killer. He says, "Truth is an absolute. All right. Can we be reached? Can we be reached through it? No. We can go towards it as close as possible. Evidence. We can't actually reach it. Proof." I mean, as far as I'm concerned, truth is verified with the evidence that makes it proof. Just truth is that step before proof. You have to prove your truths. Or you
read the word,
you want to prove your
forgot
belief.
To read the words. Gospel is gold spelled. Hang on, please. TRUTH. What does it fucking mean? What does it mean? These are the deeper questions that none of you seem to be asking, and I don't know why. Also, let me just say as well, how long should it take before we approach truth? I mean, I'm only 47. Adam lived until 900 and fucking odd. I mean, how long should the process take? I think we've sort of compressing everything, and I would just say again, yes, there is an absolute truth. That's because there is a creator, right? If we're not part of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm typing in the chat, so I can't think and type and talk.
But otherwise, it's just some people talking, sharing ideas. I'm definitely here for the truth. Absolutely. Anywhere I go, I have to carry the truth with me.
Your truth. Your truth.
Right.
So when you said so when you say your truth is absolute, it's your absolute truth.
No. Yeah. I'm not saying I have the truth. I'm saying the truth is absolute, though.
No.
I'm not saying that, man.
So you have no truths. You have no truths.
Bullshit. Cough. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying I have it. I can't say that.
I have it saved, so we'll see.
No, I definitely can't say that. I would never be so.
So you possess no truth.
That we all listen. We're all the way.
How do you speak? How do you speak truthfully? And then how do you? Why do you say? Why do you apologize for your truth to have not been correct, and then learned why or how it could be correct?
No, I'm speaking from my particular point of view. I'm expressing my thoughts, my opinions, my ideas. I'm not saying anything is written in stone. But as you said, Sean, everything is about evidential, but there's more than just the evidential thing. You see, he holds that we live in a material-only universe. This is the big distinction between heliocentrism and, I guess, flat Earth. Implications of flat Earth, hang on, Sean, implications of a flat Earth is a creator, right? So there's a greater source to everything. That's, you can't deny that. So this is the deviation. It's from a material-only philosophy to immaterial/material existence. No man can claim to have the truth. Aristarchus.
I don't believe that at all. I think, again, truth is your truth. And those need to be verified. And once those are verified, they become facts or proof. That's weird because Darth Killer in the chat was saying he said something that it was pretty interesting. He said math uses proofs, science uses evidence. If you include the concept of the intent to understand, which is axiom 6 of science. I don't know what that is. You're using evidence, not proofs. That's the difference between the two.
Right, so Sean. Every man. I revise my statement. Every man can claim to have the truth, but no man can prove it.
Yeah, there things can be proven. Yes, absolutely.
Now, that doesn't mean that every man doesn't have the truth, but how would you prove it? How would you go about, on anything at all, proving that you have the truth, Sean? Name the most basic thing and tell me how you go about it.
Cloud seeding. I knew the truth about cloud seeding. No one else believed it. And I had to show them enough evidence to prove my truth.
Excellent, Sean. Excellent, bud. I'll tell you what cloud seeding is about, and what you don't like using the term chemtrail. And of course, why not? Because it was given to us as a scare tactic.
Yeah.
This is because clouds are not just water vapor.
Well,
they
see,
are
the thing
salt
is
absorbing the water.
Say aerosol spray, because chemtrails has a insanely bad condentation. The biggest issue is because, hey guys, I hate to fucking break it to you, they are spraying aerosols of stuff into the sky. So if you don't like it and you think it's bullshit, come at me, bro.
You're not breaking that to me, man. You're not breaking that to me.
I'm just saying that to everyone else because I do still talk to people. Like now I'm kind of past the cloud seeding because that's baby compared to geoengineering, and they're ramping up to do a lot of geoengineering. Matter of fact, I got a fucking upload coming up that's gonna blow all your guys' fucking minds with how much bullshit the politics of geoengineering is. It's crazy. I've spent probably the last week up in into the middle of the night just editing and just unfortunately writing a fucking script. But this is like everything. Like it's hard to do it on these streams where like I can compile enough to basically keep a narrative going as I'm talking. But when I'm not live and I'm able to freely look through my files and really look into something to see what it is when I'm instead of looking on it at the fly, I am now picking out the little things. So I'm not going to even do any more fucking geoengineering streams until the upload's done because that's going to compile everything I've talked about and what's next and go from there. But yeah, look out for that. It's going to be probably the next couple weeks. But man, once I look back in all my files, it was like, holy shit.
I don't call it chemtrailing anymore, but it's obvious it's a deliberate spraying program going on Earth-wide. So the problem is, Shawn, not with flat earthers. You're going to have a problem with ball earthers who will deny. He will call this, the story, the usual.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ericsson.
Yeah, Dave, I see you in the chat. The people do still deny cloud seeding, as ridiculous as that is. It's $1 billion industry.
But more interesting, right, is, of course, barium and lithium salts are associated. Now, if you're talking about cloud seeding, what exactly is going on, Shawn? What is the process here? Because I think I have a grasp on it. Okay, what do you think is going on? How does the salt create the cloud, and what's going on in relation to the interaction between the salt and the water particulate?
Okay, so in cloud seeding, they're using silver iodine. What silver iodine does is it excites the nuclei in the sky, the moisture in the air, basically. It does not create rain, does not create clouds. It needs moisture in the air to excite, to accumulate into a cloud. It's kind of like, what's it called? You know how you have a kettle and it starts kettling up? And by no means am I talking temperature. I'm just talking that what you see. When you turn the heat off, it steams, all the steam rises out because it's cool air and that blah, blah, blah. Same kind of concept. All that moisture is in the air. It was there before the steam got there. The steam is just a more visual aspect of it. Well, that's what cloud seeding does. It makes the moisture that's in the air visible, quote unquote, a cloud, which then accumulates moisture.
Condenses.
And then, yeah. And then a cloud gets too heavy, it has too much moisture, and it falls.
I agree. It absorbs. So in actuality, or as we can understand it, it creates an environment in which the water particulate, this is what I call it, can coagulate. I mean, how much can you cut a water drop before it stops being a water droplet, right? That's what I agree with that. But the salt particular,
it'd be the same thing as. I thought about a better way a very simple way to.
It's probably charged.
That's
what it is, Shawn.
It's like 5 drops of water that are not connected, having something that connects it. The silver iodine is like a quote unquote, not actual quote unquote, magnet that makes those water drops, quote unquote, come back together to make one big drop. Drop becomes big enough and becomes too heavy for the cloud to keep absorbing. It loses its absorption, I guess.
Yeah.
And gravity starts and water falls. Oh, whoa.
Well,
all right, fucked up. I do. Wait. Let me fix that. Gravity does not start. Gravity.
okay.
The
Well, that's an
weight
interesting
of the
question,
water
Shawn.
in the clouds overcomes the ability for the cloud to keep its absorption of it. Therefore, it falls. See? Yeah.
So hang on.
I gotta watch what I say
How
at certain
the
times.
cloud stays in place? But hang on, the cloud stays in place. So what keeps the cloud in place?
Whoa.
The cloud stays in
Let
place
me tell you right now.
water because it overcomes gravity.
Yeah. If you watch a dark cloud that is full of rain, we all know what that looks like. If you watch that cloud and it rains and you can keep an eye on that cloud, Pete, it will turn white and dissipate if, depending on the pressure, high-low pressure, but it will become a white cloud. It doesn't stay dark.
It's like a sponge. It's like a sponge. The darker a cloud gets, the more tendency it has to drop its, because it becomes saturated. How does it become saturated? It's via salt crystals. Now, sodium, what did you mention? Silver iodine probably does the same thing or similar. So I have a good grasp of what's going on here. But I mean, you're not going to get beyond first base with most of the bowlers. Any bowlers on the panel here have a point of view on this? Let me just say before anyone jumps in.
Yeah,
Shawn,
Shawn,
that's a question to you. How does the cloud stay in place with millions of tons of water particulate in place? How does it stay in place? I have a different answer. But anyway, and the question out to any ballers there. What do you think about what Shawn is saying?
I need 10 seconds. How you doing, Shawn, and everybody else? How you doing? Good. I got a question for Dave Rakia in the chat. Because I'm reading the interaction that he's having with Hello, I'm New. And Dave Rakia typed, I'm on it. He typed, all men on earth will be told the truth. It's up to them to choose. I just want to know who is the person that is going to deliver this truth so I can research it and find the truth from the person. Somebody, we will be given the truth, but by who? Go ahead, the Dave Rakia will read. Thank you.
Excellent. Let me answer my own answer to that question, Jose. You yourself, bud. There is no one outside of you. So the truth will be answered by you yourself. No one can give us the truth.
Hang on, Pete. Because this is what you're doing. You're agreeing with me while disagreeing with me.
Well, I kind of agree there, Shawn.
You said truth is absolute.
I kind of don't agree.
What does an absolute truth mean? Because I keep saying truth is subjective. It's what your truth is your truth. You keep saying no. But then what is an absolute truth? Because you just said that, what I just said. But you keep diverting it by saying an absolute truth.
No. The truth is the truth. It's absolute, right? But the individual might have a relative truth, but ultimately the individual will come by the absolute.
It's not absolute then.
How do we choose who is telling the truth? How do we choose who is telling the truth and where the truth is?
You verify it for yourself.
Well, exactly, Jose. Come on, man. Life teaches us things, right? So we are God-given. Our senses, our mind, our spirit will guide us in one.
That's actually a perfect example. Someone who's religious and believes in God believes that to be a truth. It's not just a belief. They verified for themselves God is real. So it's a truth to them. It's not a belief. That's why they get offended when you only call it a belief instead of it being, an actual truth to them.
Right, but you're either right or wrong ultimately, Shawn, right? There's only one truth. You're either right or wrong there.
Nope. No. There's not only because then why is there a proof? Why wouldn't truth be the proof?
If there was only right and wrong as well, there would only be one religion.
How can you prove God?
For me, my truth is saying, Piche, you are wrong in your arguments, but for you, you are right. So who is giving the truth? I am the one giving the truth to you. You are wrong, Piche.
Yeah, but we haven't spoken at length about this, right? And we haven't sort of got to the bottom of it. So what you might say and act rashly in saying, you could potentially regret, because you might learn something. Actually, Jose, I think we learn something from every interaction. And if you have a genuine search for truth, it's within our capabilities as individuals to find it. That's my own heartfelt belief, heartfelt truth, if you want.
Yeah, if I have been told about this creator that Dave Rakia says, it's my choice to deny or accept. But who gave me this information about the creator? Where does it come from? Why do I have to believe it as truth? It have to be coming from somewhere, Dave. You don't understand that point, bro. That's not just there from freaking the people that didn't have education mentality, couldn't read, couldn't go to schools and services or nothing. That has to be coming from somewhere. That's what I wanted to know. Who gave this to you that you are taking as truth? That's all I want to say.
Yeah, Dave is one of the Bible literalists, and he'll hold that, right, that our being came into being with our conception when our mother and father came together. There was nothing of us before that. He'll hold that as truth. Now, that's not my truth. I know that's not my truth, right? And again,
I agree with you in that.
The Bible literalists, they're the strongest force in flat Earth. I'll tell you that. They're all over the place, and they act in unison. I don't accept their truth. The Bible is true, but not in a literal sense. Like 9/11 is true, but not in a literal sense. You know, we're smarter than that. You think the creator isn't smarter than that? You think the challenge that is life couldn't be made, you know, almost extreme, with us, you know, ultimately realizing it and overcoming? You know, come on. You know, I said we'll be deceived till the end. We're told in Dave's book we'll be deceived till the end. They're part of the deception. That's my view. Necessary, though, it is, right? Anyway.
All right, let me see. I don't think you're for me and you aren't going to get to the same. We're not going to find a
consensus. But Sean, the chemtrails are the cloud. That's a fucking pivotal matter. I want you to answer that, Sean. How do these clouds stay in place and defy gravity? Because we know that if 10 tons of water falls from it, there has to be 10 tons of water particulate or water vapor within the cloud. So how does it defy gravity?
Ready? Okay, here we go. So can a balloon with helium in it still rise with water in it? Just answer the question. I know.
I guess it depends on how much water, right?
Well, we know what water is, molecules, right?
No,
vapors are it's vapors, and then it becomes what? You know exactly what I'm talking about. From evaporation to a raindrop. That process, Pete. Okay, so imagine it evaporates as a gas, right? Right.
Right.
Okay. What makes that gas a liquid? When does it become a liquid?
Usually when there's a surface it meets. If you're talking about the kettle, for instance, when you're talking about the steam condensing, it's when the surface it meets is colder, right? Or is a less energized state.
That's on the I'm speaking more of just in physics or chemistry. I think it's chemistry. Chemistry, right?
Look up dew point. Look up dew point.
Right now.
What was that?
Dew point is...
DuPont? DuPont, he was the guy who invented nylon, wasn't he? DuPont?
Dew point. When the temperature is below the freezing point of water, the dew point is called the frost point. Actually, I jumped it down too far. Dew point is the temperature at which air must be cooled to become saturated with water vapor. Okay. When the further cools, the airborne water vapors will condense to form liquid water. Dew. So that's the second step of after it's a gas, right? Well, once the same way a sponge absorbs water, but at a certain point the water then drips out of it, it's kind of the same thing. Well, as soon as there's enough water that it can't absorb anymore and it becomes liquid, it falls. A rain cloud are fucking huge, Pete, and they don't drop shit. Like an inch of rain is insane. It's a lot of rain, and it takes a lot of clouds to do it.
Sean.
Right.
Yes,
sir. But here's where you were going to depart.
Here's
where we were depart.
Hang on, Pete. Hang on, Pete.
Well, that's all right. Just let Pete go ahead. Just let him go.
Okay, no, I was going to say you could discuss it as go out for a cigarette. Here's where you're going to depart from BigBlue, Sean, because me and you agree that clouds are made of particulate. You say silver iodide. I say salt particulate.
No. Clouds aren't made of
And they
that.
absorb the water.
They add that to moisture to produce rain. It's just an additive to it. Clouds are I don't know, man.
It has to be still there.
My brain hurts right now. I know what it is, but what?
It can't vanish. It has to be still there, you know?
What do you mean?
So BigBlue is going to say, the problem is here, BigBlue is going to say clouds are solely water particulate or water vapor.
But Pete, that's not what Sean's saying.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. What are you about? I'm just saying they add silver iodine to create rain, to excite nuclei.
Where does the silver iodide go then, if not remain in the cloud?
Dissipates.
What do you mean it dissipates? Where? Do
you know what a particulate is?
Yeah, I do indeed.
Okay, so the larger the particulate, the further it will fall. If it's small, why doesn't it fall to Earth?
Well, it depends. And we see, you're asking the wrong guy here, because I know why clouds stay in place. I know why there's a repeating pattern that's expressed throughout the clouds. I know why they use salt particulate and sodium iodide for the creation of these clouds, because clouds are not solely water particulate or water vapor.
Pete, did you just say
there's something else going on? Clouds are salt particulate.
Are you saying clouds are man-made? Without man, there are no clouds?
No,
I'm confused.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Then what makes a cloud?
Well, this is what I'm saying to you. Clouds are composed of salt particulate, which absorb the water particulation in the air. So we have salt water. And funny enough,
what is the salt
what's beyond?
If
it's not. Hang on, John. What's beyond? If it's not the infinite.
Wait. Time out. If that was the case, how come when it rains in here in San Diego, the rain doesn't taste like salt water?
Because the salt remains in the clouds, and the rain is released.
What does
the rain is released as fresh water?
What
so
does
funny enough,
salt
let me
say
this.
Salt
hang
don't
on,
fly.
Sean. Let me say this.
Wait. If I go get my salt, will it hover if I shake it?
I call it salt particulate, right? And this is what I say clouds stay in place via cymatics, right? We have actually the repeating patterns prove the ether. So we have this energy field that we're all under. But hang on.
Can you find a different word for ether? I just went through an ether ban controversy. I'm so done here. The word ether.
Forget ether band, bullshit. That's mirrored water layer. Forget ether band and Travis and bullshit. That's mirrored water layer, which was settled back in 2015-16 by myself, right? So
in the Truth Army in 2019. Word? Just kidding.
Don't worry about that. We're on our own journey here, right? We're on our own journey here. And if you claim to have the truth, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. This is what these conversations are about. If we're being honest, we're going to express where we're at with our brothers in arms, right? We're all in this shithole together. Maybe. Some are more together than others. I get you. But hang it. Let me just give my answer. Go out for a cigarette then. Yeah, that's how clouds can stay in place via cymatics. We have this energy, and we know that salt particulate can react to an energy frequency, right? So it stays in place because of the nature of the system, which I could speak about further. But the repeating cloud patterns, how many can stand up? Rumpus admitted he's seen them, but he gives no credence to it. But how many can state that they've opened their eyes and looked at their own cloud patterns in their skies and picked out the repeating patterns on a fucking daily basis?
That's just what your brain thinks it sees, though, Pete. That's not the same.
It's not, Sean.
It is.
It's not, man.
So wait, when my son says that cloud looks like a dragon, you're telling me that I have to see a dragon there?
Sean, let me share my screen, man, a second. I'll show you what you should be looking out for. And I'm telling you this, man, because it's the same pattern that's expressing in your sky as is in my sky. I see this on a regular basis, and I'm honed in on where I need to look and why why I need to look at a certain time. Because remember, if all clouds form in a band as well, you have to understand this, right? You have to discern the bands. Much confusion there, but it's all pretty much bands. I call it wreath-like, so it's not a complete circle. It's like a broken circle.
Wait, what?
But anyway,
You're confusing the shit out of me right now. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not confusing anything. It's a very simple thing. If there's a pattern being expressed.
Wait. Yeah, you're confusing me. You can't tell me you're not confusing me. I'm telling you, you're confusing me.
Well,
because you keep making it like clouds are man-made while saying no, they're not man-made. We know they're not man-made.
Man can make.
You can, yeah, you're right. We can, but what would you say? What percentage of clouds is man-made, Pete?
Not much, man. There was no spraying here today, so whatever occurred pretty much naturally. That's my own view on it.
Okay, do you understand that if you think they're cloud seeding
when did
all
this
the
spray,
time,
Shawn?
Understand? Hang on. The thing is they're not good enough to make clouds like that, like you're saying. Right now, this is the average, and this has been. You can look at all this data. Right now, the cloud seeding works, then here's the fun number, 100% of the time, 12 to 17% of each project. So that means for 12 to 17% of the time, it works. Every time they've tested to make sure that was the case, they were correct in those cases. So it's very small still, very small. That. So if you have clouds, and they sprayed, you may have had clouds no matter what.
Right, and sometimes when they spray and they expect cloud formation, what they do is get a more scattered layering, and they can account for this. I can understand that.
It can if they do it wrong, it can produce hail instead of rain.
Yeah, I understand that.
If it see, there are issues to it because the whole downwind idea really matters. Because when they do this, they're actually pulling more moisture out of the air than nature would have actually done, I think, in the way I understand it. So south, that normally gets your excess rain, will start having droughts. There are many cases of that. There are many cases of that.
They're fucking with the balance. And another thing, of course, that is the massive influence in all of this, Shawn, is the massive fucking laser reflection that is the sun. That is a massive disturbance in everything. Imagine you talk about gravity and the molecules, the lone molecules at the top of the atmosphere just coasting around in the glare of this.
You better be happy for that sun, because if it wasn't for that sun, we'd be flying through the universe or this galaxy in some random way and slamming into something. That sun is wonderful.
Yeah. A galaxy, my black hole, right?
a little directly to the subject of today, the truth, right? Gravity is truth, right? You can call it Susan, you can call it Peter, you can call it but it's an effect that everything falls down and find the level of less resistance. They just rest. That's gravity, whatever you want to call it, but that's the truth, and nobody can disagree with that.
I agree, man. I agree. And this is what I say. I continuously say this. We're sort of dichotomized. We're put into one category or the other. Well, you're with the ballers or with the flat earthers. And if you're with prominent flat earthers, you have to go along with everything they say. This is why the Bible literalists are so dangerous. They stick together on every fucking topic. You talk about transgenderism. You talk about 9/11 media and victim hoax. You talk about the legal name fraud. None of the Bible literalists are mentioning any of this. They're telling me that I came into existence and I better do the right thing in life because I'm only here since my birth, and if I don't do the right thing, I can't go back to nothingness. I have to face fucking hell. So it's eternal bliss with 241 virgins, right? Or whatever your particular tickle is, or else you go to hell. There's no going back to nothingness. So again, we got to beware of all these characters. Beware of those who say they have the truth. So I'm going for a cigarette.
Well, everyone's truth is different. It's not absolute. I think we've proven that. Well, thank you.
I don't want to. This could be another topic, but Glim say that's buoyancy, not gravity. Shout out to Glim. Yeah, bullshit. I mean,
Shawn, check.
Right,
for-
buoyancy is
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
I hear.
gravity. You need gravity to have buoyancy.
Yeah, gravity is why there's buoyancy, why there's weight, why mass matters. Not matters, matter. Get it? Jesus. You guys sleep?
I think
Fuck.
Blue wants to speak now that P is taking a break. She left Blue go.
Man,
Absolutely.
I don't know where to start. So far, we've managed to get absolutely nothing right about clouds. Nothing.
I wasn't even kind of right.
Oh, you might have been in there. I don't know. I was just listening to Peace.
You should. I was gonna say you should start cutting
Water.
people off.
I wish Pete would knock off the particulate crap. Particulate is solid by definition. You can't particulate water unless you're chopping up ice into little ice particles. How about that? Good Lord Almighty. Clouds form because water condenses. Air will hold more water when it's hot than it will when it's cold. The dew point changes as warm air from the surface rises. At some point, it will become saturated. If you've got nucleation sites, and that's where silver iodide or dry ice or something like that can be used, it needs dust particles, little something that to start the process of condensation.
Kind of like make something to bond with, right?
Yeah. And the only reason the clouds stay up there is because of lift. It's because of the atmosphere that is lifting. It's rising. The warmer air is rising. If those clouds
piggybacks on it.
Yeah, if those clouds try to come down, they will simply evaporate and just become gaseous water molecules again. There's a condition where that doesn't happen. It's called fog.
But that's when it's more condensed.
That's nothing but a cloud on the ground. That's when the temperature and dew point are equal on the ground. Then you get fog. Just like a cloud. It's just sitting on the ground.
The temperature and the dew point equal, right?
Yeah. Once the dew point equals the temperature, you then know that you're in a saturated condition. Now, gaseous water molecules can condense out into the liquid state.
I'm listening. I'm writing down too. Sorry.
Clouds stay up in the sky because there is vertical lift. The warm air is rising. That's keeping everything pushed up there.
Shout out to Hello, I'm new in the chat.
Sorry about that. I was actually writing it down, so I wasn't ignoring.
I like Hello, I'm new.
Yeah, I like him too.
I think it's a girl.
I think it's a guy, but
you think?
Could be both.
I think it's a girl. I told whatever it is. I told it was pretty today. I thought the emoji was pretty.
Nice.
So I might have got myself in trouble here.
Hello, I'm you.
Did the emoji do up its makeup?
It just looked really nice to me.
Like no guy can put that much effort into it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think I read him earlier in a different chat, and he said you cannot look at his whole face in this avatar. Like when he does the emoji thing, that's when he shows his jawline, his grandest.
When did he say all that?
I don't know, earlier in another chat.
Okay.
I think he's following me because everywhere I am, was something weird going on.
Yeah, I heard some people saying they thought it was you, but I told him right away. I was like, no. That's impossible. He speaks English.
Hey, I see in the chat that he put an actual picture of him. I see the jawline. Yeah, it's a good-looking girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
I think it's a tranny.
Ooh, shh, Shay's here. Don't talk about it.
No, he's outside smoking a cigarette.
I think it's
Yeah,
Travis.
it might be Travis.
No. He's coming in. I just heard him. Shh. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think I missed this super chat, and I may have said it, but I'm pretty high, so I don't know. Darth Killer says, Sean, please talk to Pete about water as a molecule. I want to be triggered. you want him to explain it to you again? Because of course, when Blue does explain it, he's not here for it. It's odd. Let's see. All right, and it's gonna be odd, people. I know it. It's gonna be weird, but you ready? Check this out. Yeah, let's talk about the topic at hand. We're gonna kind of bypass the tech part because I think the second part is actually more important, and it kind of at least kind of slides in. Now, what? What'd you say?
Sorry.
What are you? Sorry, I'm so confused.
So I missed the middle part. Can we go over that again?
Yeah. Pete was wrong. I was right. Blue corrected Pete, and now we're moving on. Oh, Pete thinks truth is absolute, yet it is individual, which is kind of an oxymoron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right. I'm up to speed now.
Yeah. But I did want to kind of jump into the next part of it of free speech, I guess. Honest to God, I don't even think there is anything. There is no free speech. And this is going to sound odd. You guys ready for this? But I don't agree with free speech.
You know what? I don't either. Not in the sense of say what you want, when you want, whenever, or wherever you want.
Exactly.
I don't agree with that.
Because all those people that shout free speech but get all upset and triggered when racists come on and start saying their shit, or homophobic people start talking, you're then saying it's okay for them to say that whenever they want because it's free speech. I don't agree with that. I think those type of people need to keep their fucking tongues, bite their tongues, and shut the fuck up. I don't think they have the right to say those things, or I think they don't have the right to maliciously cut someone down because of freedom. It's not freedom.
Yeah.
It's at the cost of someone's self-esteem, at the cost of someone's well-being. Just there's a lot of things that add up to it. It's definitely not free.
Yeah,
fuck free.
no,
A lot of people had to fucking die for that. Just that fucking term. We don't even really practice. Go ahead.
It's the same people that complain about YouTube censoring them.
Uh-huh.
YouTube is not a place for free speech.
Yeah,
it's not.
Put it this way.
It's up to them.
Pete is not allowed to talk 9/11 on my stream. There is no different between what I've done and what YouTube does. It's their house, their rules. That's all there is to it. It's not the government. It's not federal. They don't fuck. The Constitution has nothing to do with YouTube. Well, I mean, it does to a certain extent, but it's their rules. If they wanted to say we're shutting down every flat Earth video, every flat Earth name, guess what? They have every legal right to. It's their company. It's their rules. It's their platform. But there is a platform that doesn't censor like that. It's called TRUUTUBE. 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 Go check it out. Yeah, that's right. I'm pimping out my advertising. But that's to family though, so it's different.
Yeah, maybe you should put the link to your channel over there in
that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Let me find out where my bot is at. There he is. I don't even
tried one, but it didn't work out. I think I did a profile, I uploaded a video, but it just didn't work out. I just never went back.
It's probably just a format.
Yeah, because the beginning of it was like that. It had a lot of bugs in it and stuff. The guy that's doing the fixing of all that, it's changed. Oh, because I remember when you went on, because that's when I started talking about it. It is different now, much easier. Much easier. They've got all the little kinks and figure outs dealt with.
Okay. But now the question is, can I upload? Can I do live streams from there, or do they have to go through YouTube?
Nope, you can live stream from there. It's not YouTube, so I mean you do have to. You have to look at it.
Yes,
I can tell you how to do it. Oh yeah, it's all the same. Yeah, same,
Okay.
all the same.
I'll give it a second try.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to my stuff right now.
Yeah, because I like to go and play music and just talk a bunch of random shit, just babble by myself,
Oh yeah. So
Hey, Sean.
What's up?
Sean, as per the title, I'm going to throw my 2 bits in. There is no such thing as free speech. Speech always has a price.
Yep. Whether it's good or bad, there is a price.
Who decides the price? Who said that? Who decides the price?
Someone's self. So Pete, if I say
Who decides the price?
If I say
sometimes
Pete, you're fucking crazy, no one can judge me. No one can say I don't have the right to say that in a free speech scenario. But that makes you feel a certain way, whether it's good or bad, whether you care or not. There is a emotion that comes at it from it. That is a cost.
Sometimes the person that decides the price is me. Sometimes it's society in general. Sometimes it's the government. It all depends on what's being said and by whom.
What about free thought? What about that?
Go for it. Think whatever you want, whenever you want. I don't care.
But do you think, movies like, what was that Tom Cruise movie?
You do care. You would care, though.
Yeah, but what was that pre-crime? I can't remember the Tom Cruise movie, what the name of it was. Back in the late 90s, it was about pre-crime and these oracles being able to sort of...
You're talking about some bullshit
the Minority
movie.
Report.
No, hang on, please. Don't dismiss everything so easily, right? So the idea is about a thought police, and of course, about 1984. Who's that speaking? The skeptic, is it?
It's unpaid shills.
Unpaid shills. What did I call you, man? I call you shills, all right? Well, I mean, you've heard of 1984 and the whole idea of the thought police, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit familiar with it. Yeah.
Right. So are we not sort of in the midst of such a regime at the minute? Shawn is after talking about geoengineering or aerosol spraying. That would be controversial to the vast majority of mainstreamers, but more particularly because of the arena we're in, ball earthers. So, I mean, should Shawn have the right to speak openly about this? Who should diminish his right? And that goes back to a fundamental question: who gives us any inherent right in the first place? Is it anyone else's to give?
Okay, all right. Are you asking me one question or 12?
12, man.
Yeah, well, narrow it down to one, then we'll talk.
Right. So, have we any inherent rights given to us automatically?
Hang on. Right before you guys do it, because I know you guys are about to get into it. I just wanted to show Jose real quick, so I can get it off the screen. This is the new format of it, Jose. So like if you wanted to upload, so like see, I'm already in video, and it's just new video, upload, or you can embed stuff. So you can embed everything from YouTube onto here, so that way if I watch it here, I still get the credit for it on YouTube. When it comes to the broadcasting part, when you're in your little menu, just go to stream, add new stream, and then I don't want to go on from here because once you put everything in, you get your stream keys and everything.
Okay,
but
cool.
That's it.
Shawn, I just tried that link.
Really quick,
I just want to recommend to Shills that he read the Declaration of Independence from a country called the United States.
We gotta click for the stream.
Okay, first off, Pete, do not recommend to me something that I do every year at least once.
Nice.
Okay.
They talk about inalienable or unalienable rights. What does that mean?
Is it very low, the volume? Is that it?
Actually, Shills, do you know the difference between unalienable and inalienable? because it's very important. Actually,
am I coming through at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, Jose.
Yep. I had a question for you guys over big time, really quick. When I go to stream on OBS, it's gonna give me a drop-down options where I click on YouTube. You know, they got the YouTube, they got Twitch, and a bunch of shit. What do I choose? YouTube, custom, and then I add what do I put there? TRUUTUBE.
Yeah. It'll give you the keys to do that with.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to. I'll do that on the private one, but I can't do it here. Otherwise, people will have it.
I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll do it.
I
See,
want
that's what I want to do those little tutorials, and I'll do a tutorial on it too, because those are the little things that people want to know about.
Yeah. Just blurring the stream key. Yeah. You do the whole thing. I'm blurring.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problem. All right. I apologize. Unpaid. I apologize. Go ahead.
Man, no worries, man. No worries. Got to take care of business. But that's the price of free speech. Sometimes you got to take care of business.
Oh, I wish I could find that clip. Did you guys remember the Shawn Hawkins meltdown on Jose's after show panel? Anybody remember that?
Oh yeah. That was classic.
Yeah.
Could you remind us of that, please, Shawn?
Oh, I was there. And I just remember, I don't even remember what Shawn was yelling as much as Rumpus and him was even saying. All I remember is I'm pretty sure it was Dean. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he was literally yelling free speech over and over and over again. Funniest thing in the world. I'll try to find it. I know I have it. I just gotta find it. God, it's funniest shit ever. I'm sorry. That was. Oh, and then the funny part is
he's smoking the doobie, Shawn. He's still smoking the doobie.
Shawn Hawkins still will be in the chat talking about how funny it is someone gets triggered. I think he's into video
So you're
games
talking
now.
about Trigger Man saying how funny it is to get triggered.
Yeah. It's very awkward listening to him.
Shawn Hawkins, another army man, and don't mention the 9/11.
Another army guy.
Again,
I'm not in the army. What's wrong? Wait, what is wrong with being in the army? That has nothing to do with anything. That's the only part about him that I respect.
Don't mention certain things when it comes to media hoaxes, Shawn, because these are patriots.
Okay,
they want the truth.
But every single event is not a hoax, Pete.
I never said that, did I, man?
I know. No. You didn't say that.
Some events are.
In this community, a lot of people in this community, that is like their forte. Something happens, fake. Right. How do you know? It was on CNN for 5 minutes, and I know.
It's IPS, not forte.
Yeah, but hang on. That's IPS with his auto hoax, right? So he's a fake. IPS is a fake, Shawn.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. That dude's a fucking fraud.
Right, and I bet you know more. Go on, spill the beans on IPS.
No, I don't have to.
Remember, he was promoted by Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer, Nathan Oakley, all the big fellas. No, spill the beans on this.
What's his subject matter? What are you on about? What are you talking about?
Absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you on about? He wants to bring it to his level.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about that sort of stuff?
What are you people, Shawn? I was talking to you, man.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't. Pete, I agree with him. It doesn't make any damn sense. Like, it's pointless to even discuss. Why?
No, but you talked about all the people who call a hoax on everything, and you're putting me into a category. I talked about IPS being the auto hoaxer, and I'm saying that he is a character put in place, and you repeated me.
Okay, but then you want to go in depth on outing somebody. We know he's a fucking fraud, so why we gotta talk about it?
Go on a hoax panel and have a hoax discussion on the hoax.
Well, you don't like hoax and hoax spaceman with the guitar. You don't like hoax.
What's that got to do with it?
Because Pete, that's the same thing as an auto hoax. Every single flat earther that is like the mainstream flat earthers, you think is a shill. So that's auto hoaxing in itself. I guarantee you, Patty Steer, she ain't no fucking shill. She's an entertainer. She liked doing that shit, and once it got too fucking personal, she said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out." And you're weird, Mark. Bye. Okay, end of story.
And that's the end of the story, really, Shawn. Really, really.
What's beyond that? What's more than that?
So the the mysterious case of the vanishing Patricia Steer. She upped
Mysterious?
and vanished like a fart.
What do you mean
Are you fucking
mysterious?
serious?
Pete,
She
Pete,
had
you
an
disappeared from
interview
my
to say
stream.
why.
Pete,
Yeah, she didn't want to
Pete.
do it anymore. What the fuck?
Yeah, Pete.
Right,
Pete.
and all her content was deleted.
Pete.
Now you're telling me all is genuine.
Pete.
Isn't it amazing how the ballers will agree
Pete.
with the flat
Pete.
earthers I disagree with?
Pete, do you understand that her content was split with Mark Sargent? And if they split ways and she doesn't want anything to do with the flat Earth or that show, deleting the content means that she can split ways from him. Do you not understand that? Now, how's that a conspiracy? That's fucking reality.
They're acting their part. They're acting their part from the very beginning.
I think we did this before. I think I showed how you actually are the only one who is actually acting as if you are ensuing someone is I don't even know how to say it. Like, you keep accusing people of acting a part. You're the one acting a part.
So hang on. Mark Sargent has made it onto television across Earth. How many
Tom Hanks has been in a lot of movies. Is he an asshole because he wants to be in entertainment?
Mention aerosol spraying if I was interviewed by the mainstream.
Okay.
Sean, you might want to let me handle this one.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
This could get fun.
Okay, but I'm going to say this right now. We're going to keep it respectful, and no one's going to extra monologue, Pete.
Fair enough, but what have I said? Patricia Steer, Mark Sargent were put in place from the outset.
Monologue.
That's my
I'm
position.
just saying.
Can I ask a quick question before we go down this one?
Please do.
This IPS guy, someone had told me that I think he'd said he was a Mason and so forth. So he's an auto hoaxer, is he, Sean? And what's an auto hoaxer?
He's pretty bad.
he
likes to wrangle up. He likes to wrangle up a following. It's weird. It's very cultish. And like we talk about 24/7 like it is. No, that's just a bunch of assholes who band together. IPS, he's trying to make a cult. Fucking crazy. And he stole money from a lot of fucking people. He's a dick. He's an asshole. Nothing about him is trustworthy. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Now that I said it, I'm done. Toady, don't worry. You were asking a good question.
Fair enough.
Pete, leave it alone.
I just not really come across him. Fine.
Yeah,
okay.
You don't want
I'll
to.
go and research him.
I mean, research.
Well, he sounds very intelligent. When I've heard him, he sounds very, coherent.
He knows how to manipulate very well. He's one of them. He knows how to talk. He's a talker. He can sell water to a whale.
He's like David Icke.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him doing these hand signs and stuff. So yeah, he was an interesting character. Okay, fine. Enough said.
If you want to talk about playing a part, that's playing a part. He plays a part. That's the only person Pete has ever said he plays a part and was actually correct about.
All right, Pete, you asked me earlier a question. Let's, do you want to revisit this?
Yeah. Yeah, go on if you want.
Yeah,
I mean,
do you want to go ahead and restate your question, refresh my memory? I am an old man. I forget things.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? I thought you were contemplating what I was asking you, and I asked you a bunch of questions, but I know you're not going to take up the whatever you want.
Let's go ahead and restate your question so I know exactly which question I'm answering, because I don't want to answer out of context.
But just remind me what the general topic was back then.
Freedom of speech.
Oh, right. So I did ask you about, did you know the difference between unalienable and inalienable? But I also did recommend, which you didn't appreciate, you reading the text to the Declaration of Independence, where they talk about our inalienable rights. And actually, so let's rephrase it. Do our rights come from a different place? In other words, are we all born with unalienable rights, or is it decided by man?
Our rights are given to us by the government that we choose to live under.
Well, I mean, do you choose to live under the government you live under?
Otherwise, I'd be an immigrant.
So, I mean, so you have trust in your government. The government is true for you. So when someone talks about hoax events, do you think they're all talking about stuff that they're just pulling from their arse? Or
well, first off, you're putting words in my mouth. I tolerate my government. I allow my government to do what it does, and I tolerate what my government does.
What does it do, man? Did it invade a whole country, turn it upside down on a false premise, on a fabricated premise? That country being Iraq, for instance. Do you tolerate that?
My country builds streets. It allows a police force. It allows fire brigades. It takes care of, utilities that I need. It keeps me from being invaded by other countries.
I guess if you're part of the bully on the block's crew, you have less to fear.
That's the function of any government.
Or the bullies on the block in terms of the last century. Well, of course we have America.
Isn't that the function of every government?
England,
isn't
right?
that the function of every government?
Well, I mean, who was the wrongdoer in the Second World War? We're Germany.
Isn't that the function of every government?
Justifiably.
No.
Was
This is going to.
Hang on. Was the Holocaust a reality?
No, you hang on. This is going to be a two-way street. Okay, you're not going to be the only one asking questions here. You're not going to be grilling me. Isn't that the function of every government?
Catered for by your government, right?
Function of every government is to protect its citizens.
Like a robot, shills. That shill robot. Robot.
Why don't you answer the question? He's just answered your question. Why don't you answer it?
You didn't ask me any question, you dumbass.
I did. I said, isn't that the government? Hang on.
No, I'm not having that. No, don't call me a dumbass, dickhead.
Don't call me dumbass.
Casual. Don't sink to his level.
Dickhead, dumbass.
Fucking twat.
I haven't done anything, man.
Yeah, he's just.
Yeah, hang on. Shill's asked me a question. And then Spaceman with a guitar.
Isn't the function of every government to protect its citizens?
If you want to stop calling me names, Sunshine, I'll have it with you, Sunshine. So fuck you.
Who's that guy, Shawn? Yeah, but I don't know him. All right. Off you go.
The function of any government to protect its citizens.
Right. So apologies there. You broke off at the start, so you asked the question. It sounded like a statement, but is the function of well, that's a different matter, isn't it? What is a citizen? What is a citizen? And what is the state? Why are we under maritime law? Why are we registered at birth? You know, these are different matters, and this is the truth of matters as well, how things really work, as opposed to your apple pie and stars and stripes flags. This is not how it really works.
What if
in my
things?
I have a question.
Hang
on, Sean.
Have reasons.
Sean.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Sean,
sorry,
may I?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, Pete, do you intend on answering my question, or do you intend to soapbox?
As it's written. If
do you intend to answer my question?
My answer is yes.
Okay.
As it's written.
So isn't the function of a government to protect its citizens?
Right, as it's written, yes.
Okay.
But then we have to think deeply about what actually government
we're not
is,
going to get into,
what is defined as, what is a citizen.
We're not going to get into philosophy here, because when
it's not philosophy, it is politics, man.
When does a ball become a cup? When does a bowl become a cup? We're not going to argue that, because that's a smear of gray.
No. Are you a disingenuous shill? Are you telling me that there is no connotations to describing yourself as a citizen? There's a big list of connotations, and you do well to be aware of it. That's why all of this fraud has been exposed and becomes null and void. Goes back to the deeper question: is there a higher power allocating, I guess, natural, unalienable rights to all? Right. This is the greater question.
Where do your rights come from?
Right, this is the question, isn't it? This is what I'm asking you. For me, we have natural,
where do you believe your rights come from?
Right, by the virtue of the fact that we are born of the same kind in human form.
I'm asking you, what do you believe is the fountainhead of your rights?
right, granted to us by a higher power.
What higher
creator,
power is this?
If you want to put it in a broader sense, the creator, the source from whence
The
we all
creator.
came.
Okay, so when this creator gives me a phone number where I can ring him up, then okay, I can believe that. But until such time, I have to go with what's real. And what's real are governments.
Shills, you need to ring your own number. Have you tried ringing your own number, Shills?
Philosophical here.
No, are you listening, man? Because that's a possibility maybe you've never considered. Because remember, you were told that you came
You're
from a
asking
big
me if
bang.
I'm listed. I'm going to ask you, are you certifiable?
No, I'm not. I'm speaking very logically and reasonably. Remember, you were told that you came from a big bang, and your life existence means nothing, Shills. All your life, by your
life
government.
means plenty. Don't tell me what my life means.
And you must say, this
my
is
life
very
has.
rude of you.
Pete, you're soapboxing, okay? Do you want to have a discussion or do you want a soapbox? Because I can talk over the top of you too.
I wasn't talking over. I was speaking. You interrupted, Shills. No, I was done speaking. Off you go.
Okay.
Can I make a quick statement, Shills?
Oh, please, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you realize that the moment you were born, you were given the right to life?
By whom?
By being born.
That's exactly my point. To Shills. Thank you, man.
And Pete, for your information, Shills and I were not taught we came from a big bang.
Well, you actually did. We all did actually come. Our material universe began when our mother and father came together. The Big Bang, the Big Fuck. That's what it's all metaphor for.
What?
There's an immaterial. Hang on, please. There's an immaterial aspect to our being that is denied by pretty much all heliocentrics. Heliocentrism itself.
Pete, don't tell me what I believe and what I think. Okay, that's disingenuous.
I wouldn't dream of it.
I have to hand it to you, Pete. That's one of the most clever turnarounds I've ever witnessed in my life.
You wanted a turnaround, though, man.
It was a turnaround. You try, yeah, you know damn good well what you did. That really was pretty good. I hand it to you.
I
You
know
start out
what I
talking
did,
about the
only
Big
because
Bang.
I'm conscious of what I do.
You start out talking about the Big Bang and you turn it into the Big Fuck. Now tell me that's not clever.
I've been talking about this for years at this stage, that realization. And that's the beginning of our material universe. We are not material-only beings. Heliocentric. Hell, to be in hell is to be immersed within the heliocentrism, that all there is the material. Matter, I-L.
You could keep a fucking army of psychologists busy for the next 40 years.
Unpaid Shills, I think he outdoes the bullshit generator. What do you think? Sounds just like
BigBlue, that's just the start of my thinking, man.
Turn the bullshit generator off, Shills. It's no match for this guy.
For something reasonable to come out of his mouth.
The big fuck.
Reasonable. I'll tell you something very reasonable, actually, and you might be able to answer me, Shills. When was it first proven scientifically that the Earth moves? Because if the Earth doesn't move beneath us, everything changes. We need to know if it moves or not scientifically because we trust science.
Incorrect statement right there.
I can answer that question. I can answer that question, Pete. When was it first proven the Earth is stationary?
Well, that's answering a question with a question. So
that's what you do, Pete.
Do I do that?
You do it all the time.
Now that was good, BigBlue. That was quick thinking because I did answer a question with a question.
I've heard you do it. It must have been about 5 or 6 times in this very conversation.
When was the Earth proven to be stationary? Give me the date.
Well, you see, Earth isn't stationary. But what is Earth, Shills? What is Earth? If Earth is not what we're told via the metaphor of the spinning ball is all-encompassing. So we need to decode its separate layers, right? Then we come towards the truth. Earth is something in specific.
What?
Earth is something in specific. What's the opposite of empty space? Everything is opposites. What's the opposite of empty space?
Oh my God.
What's your answer? What's your answer? What's your best answer? Anyone's best answer to that? What is the opposite of empty space? No, heavy water, Sean. Heavy water, man.
What?
Do you know what heavy water is?
It's saline waters beyond. When
it's
the
not.
system
That's
was
not what heavy
destroyed, we had
water
an
is.
invasion, and the oceans were formed.
That's not what heavy water is.
There's two kinds of
I'm
water.
talking
light
not
water.
in that literal, not in that scientific sense. I know that. I'm talking about dense. You know the way water, as you heat it up, it gets less dense, right? It gets more aerified. So I'm talking about heavy, cold waters.
Pete, you may be ruled by dogma without realizing it, but don't let it eradicate the nature of your story. We're being called to explore the solar system as if it's an interface between starfire and ecstasy. We must hold it. I have a point to make. We must unify ourselves and strengthen others. It's ennobling that we are reborn.
I agree, man. I agree, because being reborn means to be reborn into reality. The illusion is shattered. The spinning ball Earth was never a reality. It was always metaphor. So now we enter the real Earth. And this is what I asked earlier.
Find any
What
kind of
is
citation
Earth?
that tells me the spinning ball
What
is
is
a metaphor.
Earth? If Earth is not a spinning
But
ball,
find a
Jose,
citation
what
where it tells me the Earth is a metaphor.
Jose, let us deal with this, okay? Because curiosity is the growth of intuition and of us. And hang on, we exist as transmissions, and the solar system is buzzing with the supercharged electrons, and it can be difficult to know where to begin. So let us talk it out and figure out where this happens, because to engage with the quest is to become one with it, and peace requires exploration. By flowering, we reflect.
I don't know.
I agree. I would bring you to bear on the term solar system and bring you back to the sun. Everything comes back to simple terms. You sound very Alex Jones like, Shills.
But nothing is impossible. Hey, Pete, nothing is impossible. Energy requires exploration. Okay?
Absolutely.
And the world is calling to you via sonar energy. Can you hear it?
That may be possible. The ether is ever expressing, man. Isn't it funny that ether is an anagram of earth and heart, right? Also within ether we have RTH. Does the TH represent anything to you, Shills?
No, the solar system is electrified with sonic wave oscillations. If we self-actualize, we live. And if we live, we're reborn. And learning is the constant.
Right, and that's why I know you're acting a part, man. Because you all know that
acting a part,
but you're aware.
No. Acting a part. Look within and unify yourself. Although you may not realize you are eternal, I am eternal, and it can be difficult to know where to begin.
I know that already,
acting
man.
And you're telling me, and you tell me that I'm acting a part. How should you navigate this advanced solar system? Have you found your myth?
Solar. Jesus is the Son of Man. Now,
Pete.
Why is the similarity made in terms of letters chosen to represent the idea? Why is it phonically identical? Off you go, Show.
Pete, if you have never experienced this quantum leap on a cosmic scale, it can be difficult to live. Okay? That's all there is to it.
Yeah, this life is nothing short of a blossoming revolution of archetypical hope.
Well,
listen, aspiration requires exploration. Today, science tells us that the essence of nature is space-time.
But it's possible to destroy the things that can destroy us, but not without space-time on our side, Blue. I mean,
space-time is a metaphorical representation of what is called the ether. Now, a deeper question is not that the ether is something, but what is the source of
No, Pete. The ether must take a stand against stagnation. And where there's stagnation, she can't thrive.
There's no such thing as stagnation.
Yes, there is. Stagnation is a standing still. It's a standing still. It's a cessation of movement and consciousness.
Whether you're a ball earther or a flat earther, we all agree that some fucking thing is moving. No stagnation possible.
No, consciousness consists of expanding wave functions of energy. That's not stagnation. And quantum, in quotes, means a summoning of the self-aware. to go along the mission is to become one with it. You and I are you and I, like it or not, you and I are entities of the biosphere. Have you found your journey?
You are you and I are I.
Oh, Shills, it's the quantum matrix, and the matrix is approaching a tipping point, for God's sake. This story never ends. It's a sign of things to come. Don't you see that?
Well, if you've never experienced this canopy devoid of self, it can be difficult to heal.
Yeah, I realize that. Yeah, but the future will be an endless evolved rejuvenation is what it is.
Although
awareness is now happening worldwide.
No,
Look,
Blue. Although you may not realize that you are sensual, it can be difficult to know where to begin. Our conversations with other dreamers have led to a redefining of hyper unlimited consciousness.
No. You guys have got it wrong. You guys have got it wrong. No. Let me speak. The goal of atomic ionization is to plant the seeds of grace rather than ego. We all know that we roam within the vision quest, and we need to become one with it. By blossoming, we vibrate.
I see your point, but where there is bondage, consciousness can't thrive. You've got to be ruled by yearning without realizing it. Don't let it sabotage Pete, step back. Pete, get on the porch with the puppies. You can't run with the big dogs, okay?
Exactly. Only the prophet of the multiverse can engender the evolution of stardust. We all know that. Simple.
Well, don't let it sabotage the deeper meanings of your myth. Without health, one can't believe.
I think the complexity of our current time is that we live within a demand where we see the deepening of our bodies if we're going to survive. You see, the multiverse is calling us via atomic ionization. Can you hear it?
I don't know. Well, I'd like to know what Blue's got to say about this one.
Yeah, so would I.
Well, intention requires exploration. Nothing is impossible. Non-locality is the driver of divinity. You know that, right?
Well, consciousness consists of sonar energy, of quantum energy, and quantum is a redefining of the higher self.
Yeah, but Shills, although you might not realize it, you are non-dual. You know that, right?
Well, we're in the midst of an authentic re-evolving of inspiration and will amplify our connection to the planet itself.
Well,
we're at a crossroads. We're at a crossroads between divinity and turbulence, right? Humankind has got nothing to lose. We're in the midst of this powerful redefinition of our faith, and we'll clear a path through the world for ourselves.
But only as superpositions of possibilities.
Yeah, but Toady, you and I are dreamers of the multiverse. You know, the quantum soup is overflowing with four-dimensional superstructures. Today's science tells us that the essence of nature is knowledge.
You're right.
I don't know.
Mind you, the cosmos is buzzing with
Sorrow is knowledge, and those who know the most must suffer the deepest.
No.
The tree of life is not that of knowledge.
Pete, you can't do it.
No, I think
Pete can't woo.
But see, no, I mean, you got to understand, though, the turbulence is born in the gap where understanding has been excluded. Do you guys understand that?
I think we do. I think we can all agree on that. There's consensus.
Blue.
Reality has been bursting with warriors whose chakras are opened by the balance. Our conversation with other spiritual brothers and sisters have led to a redefinition of the supraperennial consciousness.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, I can give you that. Okay,
good.
I'll concede that point.
Why is the moon feminine, Toady?
Because Gaia will amplify our consciousness to a connection to an ancient potential.
I have an answer. The answer is that it's not our life circumstances that make life difficult, rather than is the attitude that we view our lives with. Those who are capable of seeing the humor in life and take them lightly will be able to do the best with circumstances they have been given.
Unpaid Shills, I've got a question for you though. Where in the Great Quest will be awakened? Do you think? When whereabouts?
Well, it's all a matter of potential as the knowledge of balance in all of us.
And who are we?
Well, you and I are starseeds of the dream time. This life is nothing short of a flowering oasis of the sublime purpose.
Are you speaking for someone outside of yourself, Shea?
Only an indigo child of the quantum matrix can generate the vision of karma, though. Right?
Wait a minute.
Considering how far he's come.
Could you restate that question, please? I didn't catch it.
Are you speaking outside yourself when you said we to Farmer's Boy? How is it possible that you can speak outside of yourself, considering how far you have seemingly come?
Well, although you may not realize it, you are quantum.
I'm not John Quantum Eraser. Shove it up your arse.
I didn't say quantum eraser. I said you are quantum. You are a collapsed waveform, a function of the universe.
I agree. That's because there's an immaterial aspect to us, and we're not heliocentrists at all.
No. If you need to get back on the porch with the puppies, because presence is the driver of purpose. Okay, let the big dogs hash this out.
All there is the presents. That's why we put presents underneath the Christmas tree, the Xmas tree, where we plant the decapitated tree on the X at the center and light it up artificially, so we have a bright, glaring star.
No. Soon there will be an ennobling of fulfillment.
Starkus, repair, remember.
Soon there will be an enabling of fulfillment, the likes of which the cosmos has never seen.
I agree. I can't wait for 9/11.
Mana requires exploration. Mana requires exploration. That's without a doubt.
Oh, well, that's true. I mean, I don't know.
Mana from heaven is your own semen. What do you do with your semen, Shills? Do you easily throw it away, succumbing to material lust?
Are you serious? Do you actually believe that? Because imagine an invocation of what could be.
You don't answer my question then. You definitely answer that question with a question.
No, I'm answering your question. If you could just hush for a moment.
It's the absolute truth.
If you could imagine an invocation of what could be, we are being called to explore the biosphere itself. We're being called to explore the biosphere itself as an interface between grace and hope, and we've got to heal ourselves and empower others. That's what it all gets down to, and you need to realize that.
Don't waste your semen, right?
We're not even going to go there.
Or don't spill your semen.
Today science tells us that the essence of nature is healing.
Everything comes back to self and that trinity within. We have the material, the immaterial, and the heart bridge between the material and immaterial centers within us all. We are in a divided state, male from female, self from self.
Pete, if you've never experienced this vision devoid of self, it can be very difficult to believe. So just step back and let the big boys hash it out.
Reunite self.
No, humankind has nothing to lose.
Did you know another name for semen is a tar?
Humankind has nothing to lose. Who are we? Where on the great myth are we to be guided? Throughout history, humans have been interacting with the quantum matrix via electromagnetic resonance.
I agree, man. I agree. That's why.
Ultimately, what it gets down to is the presence is the driver of purpose.
Well, presence can only be defined in terms of past and future.
No, I don't think it is. I think consciousness is the driver of presence and flow. Consciousness consists of pulses of quantum energy, right? Quantum means.
But without consciousness, we cannot have presence.
We cannot appreciate presence. Absolutely.
If you can you agree to that? Without consciousness, we can't have presence.
I can. Here's my question to you: how are you going to navigate the joyous nexus? How are you going to navigate it?
Well, soon there's going to be an ennobling of fulfillment, the likes of which the cosmos has never seen. I mean, science is constant, sharing the growth of transcendence and us.
Okay, are we going to be vibrating within the hypersphere at that point?
Your brain was in your gut, and it was an inverted version of it. Would you be more careful what you put into your gut? Would you put a pig's arse in your gut? Next time.
See, but Pete, I really don't think you're understanding. I mean, we heal, we reflect, we're reborn. Consciousness consists of bioelectricity of quantum energy. Quantum means the maturing of the ever-present.
Exactly.
Well, are you a material only man?
Completely sure. You're right.
You used to be a material only man.
No, it's a sign of things to come. Okay, a sign of things to come.
Yeah, and karma is a constant.
I don't know. Are you reading all of this sort of stuff? If you're not, it's very impressive that you can just do it off. Of course, I'm genuine.
We've got it, Pat.
Genuine. So knowing that you're all actors, I'll be looking for the genuine parts.
Actors, my ass. Are you psychic? You claim to be psychic. You can read my mind.
I'm sidekick to no man.
Yeah,
if you can't read my mind, then don't tell me I'm a player, that I'm an actor, that I'm just playing a part, okay? Because eons from now, we mystics will live like never before as we are aligned with the world. And the future will be a primordial condensing of gratitude, and this journey never freaking ends.
And you know this how, man? You didn't become a shill for nothing, right?
I think you can be ruled by discontinuity, and you can do that without realizing it.
Perhaps,
Don't let it disrupt the deeper meaning of your journey. Okay, illusion is the antithesis of health.
And I can concede
Tell me about
that point.
42 shills. Tell me about 42. Let's see what you know. Tell me about 42.
42. The complexity of the present time seems to demand an unveiling of our lives if we're going to survive. Without transcendence of the 42, one cannot live. You've got to take a stand against the materialism. And if we vibrate, we live. And if we live, we're reborn.
Sean.
And who's got the open mic?
That's Sean.
Who's got the open mic?
No, that might be me.
What 42 shills? Forget about the open mic.
Yeah, I want to know who's got the open mic that's like tearing everything up, because that was really, really pissing me off.
Yeah, and you were being very profound there, Shills. Did you hear Pete say that he came from manna from heaven, which means he's actually from stardust?
Well, yeah, we roll.
Science, hang on, give me a second. Science tells us we come from stardust. We are stardust. Genesis 2 tells us we are created from the dust. The dust of what? From a destroyed tree, possibly? Well, we are trees. Jesus was a carpenter, right? According to the story. How does a carpenter make a living via dead trees?
No, the
right?
essence of the essence of nature is manna. We heal, we live, we're reborn. And soon there will be a condensing of Pete, get down off your off your soapbox for a minute, man. Okay, this is not a church. I didn't come here to listen to you preach to me, okay? Because soon there will be condensing of stardust, the likes of which a dreamscape has never seen.
That was the other guy.
Reality has always been beaming with the warriors whose bodies are nurtured by growth.
I asked you about 42 shows, and you're doing
a shit. And I answered that.
Shit. Why 42? Why not 37?
Okay. Our conversations with other Dreamweavers have led to an invocation of suprapranic consciousness. Okay? We're in the midst of a holistic evolving of grace that'll align us with the multiverse itself. That's all I've got to say.
So what is the individual?
Be careful of the words you say. Keep them short and sweet. You never know from day to day which one you'll have to eat.
That's good advice there, Jose, because it can be difficult to know where to begin. Life form, look at yourself and look within to recreate yourself. Although you may not realize it, you are consciousness itself.
Only through opposition can we achieve recognition. It's only by looking into the pit of emptiness that we can appreciate the fullness that is before us. This is why the heliocentric, devised by Aristarchus of Samos nonetheless, was given to us, because everything was made into a material-only universe.
It's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with.
Is metaphor for reality.
No, it's got nothing to do with Earth-centric or heliocentric. It's all about consciousness consisting of a morphic resonance of quantum energy, and quantum is just an unfolding of the astral. And understanding is a constant by redefining. We heal, and totality is approaching at the tipping point.
Can you prove there's a consciousness outside of your own consciousness, Shills?
Well, yeah, because choice is the driver of joy. And today, science tells us that the essence of nature is manna. Soon, there's going to be condensing
of manna. Why does it contain the word man? What is man? Why are the specific letters M-A-N chosen to represent such a glorified?
Because that's just the way the English alphabet works. That's just the way the English alphabet works.
It's kind of gone in just random questions, P, because you didn't stop. You asked like 7 questions in one.
Two questions, Jose. Maybe you didn't learn to count properly in Mexico when you were growing up.
You don't know how words are formed.
Dude, that is.
Yeah, that was racist.
That's crossing. That's crossing a freaking line, Pete.
Well, he crossed the line when he said I asked 7 questions. I asked 2 questions.
Why do you have to pull the racist card and call me Mexican?
Well, Pete, the question is have you found your journey?
Yeah, it's just dumb.
The journey is ongoing, right? Aristarchus is a central part to everything. Aristarchus has been revealed.
Sean.
No. But the question is, Pete, have you found your journey?
You have not.
No, absolutely. Time. We live moment by moment, the eternal present. So I'm wading my way through time. The resolution isn't here yet, but it's on its way. It's on its way. Everything is pre-written. Nothing new under Aristarchus.
No,
we're finding out. Jose is constantly asking.
Did you just admit to believing in space-time?
Listen, it doesn't matter what the individual believes, Sean. You're a separate individual from. What the fuck does it matter? It's just some people talking. But if there's
because your beliefs contradict your theories.
Inevitably.
Your belief contradicts your theories, Pete.
The model that's there.
No, Pete. Presence is Pete. Presence is the driver of intention. We exist as atomic ionization, and consciousness consists of sonic wave oscillations of quantum energy that collapses into a waveform. Quantum is just a condensing of the cosmic. That's it.
We are not in a natural state, man, and this is fundamental. We are in a divided state, divided without, divided within.
You've never experienced harmonizing, okay? Harmonizing is inherent in nature, and it can be difficult to dream.
Well, you would resent me for that, right? You'll wish me to awaken, right? To enlighten myself, and that's fair enough. Whatever information you're all privy to, I'm not privy to it. I have no affiliations to anyone. I act alone.
We are in the midst.
I stand upright at all times. At least I try to.
We are in the midst of a divine evolving of ecstasy that will become our stepping stone to the stratosphere itself. I mean, who are we?
Yes, we are in the midst of a reunification.
Who are we?
We're on the great
reunification. We're on the great vision quest to be reborn. Throughout history, humans have been interacting with the biosphere via electromagnetic forces, and that's just the way it is.
You know it. There's a bubble. We live in a bubble, but we live in a collapsed bubble since the tree was cut above, castrated. All trees go back to Aristarchus. Arise, tar of Cus. Right? Everything reflected without is reflected within. There's no escaping it.
You are a weirdo.
We are not the body because we
just imagine this, Pete. Just imagine this. Imagine what condensing could help us imagine. Just take a moment and think about that.
It doesn't matter though. I mean, in fairness, I know you're acting in unison. As I said, I'm acting alone. I'll take what I would take out of these conversations. But I know that what's coming from me, I'm just being genuine.
What do you mean acting?
Conversation.
What do you mean we're all acting together?
Yeah, in the quantum.
Aren't we all? No, we're all seekers of the grid. We exist as biofeedback. I mean, can you deny that, honestly?
So tell me about the 9/11 media and victim hoax then.
No.
What does that have to do with your quantum state?
No, we're not going there because the totality is buzzing.
Go under the biosphere. We're not going there.
No.
Reaches of your consciousness, but I won't go there.
No.
Jesus is my savior.
This is excellent listening, Sean. I bet you this is excellent listening.
Can you hear it, Pete? It can be really difficult to know where to begin because you come from tar, and we always know that that's part of obviously the cosmic dust, and car comes from tar. Tar comes from Aristar.
Fair enough.
Why is the star so prominent? Hang on, please. Why is it an S-star? Because it's the divided tar. Now, what if the egg and the sperm were inversions of one another? And when the two come together, then we have that spark that creates the greatest miracle of all. What if it's something along those lines, Toady?
I never forget
we are not a miracle, we are a genetic coalescence.
Don't take away the beauty and the miracle of life.
I thought it was manna.
Don't rob the children. Don't belittle the children. That's what the Bible literalists actually do. To be honest with you, they tell you that you just came into being when your mother and father fucked. You were thrown into a realm. Hang on, please. You were thrown into a realm where you better do the right thing, or else you're faced with endless hell. It's not about going back into nothingness. It's an endless hell.
Suffering is born in the gap where ecstasy has been excluded. Don't let it obliterate the knowledge of your journey, okay?
I completely agree. Completely agree.
Long.
Nice one.
I mean, it's time.
Did you know that Paul?
Hang on, Pete. No, did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours? If so, I'm really generally sorry. But it's time to take growth to the next level. The journey never ends because eons from now, we warriors will dream like never before as we're aligned by the quantum soup.
Fuck eons from now. Everything is about the moment, right? Is everything pre-written or not, Shills? Let me ask you my question. When I say that Paul / McCartney, Michael Jackson, and Tom York from Radiohead were all the dodo, now does this mean anything? Can anything be encoded into the greater script you are within history?
Where is it written?
To embark on the mission is to become one with it. Okay,
right?
We heal, we bleed, we're born.
Life force. If L or I fell. Why do we fell?
Can I finish what I was trying to say, or are you going to just keep jumping all over everything? Okay, because life force is the driver of being. I'm done now. Go ahead and say what you want to say.
Being is B-in-G. What does the capital G represent to you, Shills? And why do Masonic orders throughout the world hold
have to do anything? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
G is the seventh letter of the alphabet.
G is Grand Architect.
Right. What does it represent? Why was this particular letter chosen to represent the greatest ideal we have? Which
G is the universal constants of gravity.
Run to just pure nonsense and garbage that have nothing to do with anything. I'm fucking out of here. This is
and G is the beginning of goddess, and the goddess will amplify our connection with heroic synchronicity.
Well, think of the G in relation to the theta. Right? There's a few missing parts, right? What does the theta represent, Shills?
Well, I'd like to know what Blue has to say about it.
I'd like to hear what Jose has to say about it.
Grated cheese, that begins with G.
Yeah, Jose left because you're an idiot, Pete.
No, I'm the one idiot here, right? No worries.
Well, it's the fact that you absolutely contradict your beliefs with your theories.
Gambia.
Give me an example of
I think the most worrying thing, Pete, is that we've obviously been reading from various scripts, and I guess that you can't tell the difference, and you accept those ideas as being
No, I mentioned it already,
very
Toady.
concerning.
It's
Very concerning.
But you're fucking good readers if you know.
Would you like to know what actually the reading from? It's actually a new age bullshit generator you can find online.
Yes, but how can you read so proficiently without any errors? Are you all trained to some degree?
We are, absolutely.
If you agreed with a lot of it, it's just word salad. It's just bullshit generator. That's what it does. Just
so your true point of view, then. That's what I said.
Pete, that we'd looped within half an hour. We'd looped. Shill started reading the ones that I'd already read. Yeah.
Yes, I did notice that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But let me say this here. If you listen back, every one of my comments.
I went ahead and posted. I went ahead and posted. I'm going to keep talking until you let me talk, because you're going to get off your soapbox and let other people talk. I went ahead and posted the address.
I was responding to Toady, which I'll insist on doing.
I went ahead and posted the address. I went ahead and posted the address. I went ahead and posted the address in YouTube chat. So if anybody else wants to see the bullshit generator, I posted it there.
That's okay. Certain things, words have meaning, right? That's why I asked you. That's why when I asked you 42, what was the significance of it? You came up short.
Pete, you agreed with bullshit.
Pete, didn't you think it was odd that we were all suddenly talking rubbish that we don't normally say?
Okay, forget about the bullshit. What's the significance of 42?
You can times
Pete, Pete, the question is do you actually believe some of the stuff that we were talking about?
No, the really worrying thing is he thought we were serious, and
biosphere. We do live in a biosphere.
I'm amazed.
We live in a biosphere
he
that
wasn't
is
shocked that we were talking in that way. He thought it was normal.
We live in a biosphere, so there's an energy field that's withholding waters beyond, and we live in a collapsed state. But ultimately, I think it's all a construct, right?
The belief in woo.
It's a great game of life.
The woo, don't you, Pete?
This is why I asked you about Paul McCartney.
Pete loves woo.
No name.
Pete loves woo. And now he brings in the conspiracy. Pete loves woo. Pete loves woo.
In YouTube chat, No Name said it best. Ever heard of a salad shooter? This is the word salad shooter.
If you think so, it means you have all the truth. Whoever that is, he has all the truth.
Oh, we don't need a bullshit.
Pete,
just Pete.
You don't know the difference between truth and a lie.
Do I not? I know that the Earth isn't moving.
You believe in a God.
That the Earth is moving. I'm going to ask you for scientific proof when it was first offered up when it was first
Pete,
established.
you
And I
believe
know
in a
you'll
God, and you say that
Don't
everything
take me
is
on. None
written,
of you
but
can
who
take me
wrote
on
it before we
one-on-one.
learned how to write?
Without Google, none of you can take me on one-on-one. Even with
Just a
Google,
quick,
none of
just a
you
quick
can take me
question,
on
Pete. Just a quick question, Pete. Do you believe in science, Pete?
Do I believe in science? What a
Yeah.
question is that? Science. First of all, you have to define
Do you
what
believe in
science is.
science?
Science ultimately is science. Right?
Let me rephrase the question though. Do you believe that science can actually explain things? You know, do you believe that science can be used to explain things?
Of course it can. Of course it can. It can be used to come to the root cause of some phenomena or other. Of course it can. But there's certain things that it can't explain.
Can you then prove can you prove scientifically that God exists then, please? Go.
Can you prove scientifically that ghosts exist? Or as phantoms or specters? Now I know that they do. Do you know that they do? Do you know that
See
they
that?
do?
He just flip-flopped on the question.
No. He asked me a question, so my question was equally valid and actually more pertinent.
No, because you just, before you said you don't answer questions with questions, and then you just question the question.
So you're answering a question with a question.
No, well, okay. Let me. I actually answered that question earlier on.
So can you scientifically prove that God exists? You said that science can actually prove things and explain things, and then explain or prove that science that God exists with science.
No, you can't. And you're a bit of a waffler, right, bud?
I'm a waffler, and we've just listened to you half an hour. That's rich.
You didn't listen to only me. You listened to me genuinely. The rest were acting their part. So, if you listen back earlier on, I actually talked about how you cannot prove that God exists. Each man can claim to have the truth, but he can't prove it.
Oh, so God's not falsifiable then? That means he does not exist.
No, you have. First of all, you've used the term "he" in relation to God. Now, if God is indivisible, how can you use the term "he"?
Because in the English language, when gender is unidentified,
no, because we have different ideas potentially of what God, the term, the word means, right?
Pete, I'm going to school you on theology right now. Do you know that Jesus was made in God's image?
So the story goes.
Jesus wasn't a woman.
So is Jesus male or female?
Did Jesus have any children?
Well, according to the Bible,
Jesus noted, as it cuts him at the time, all men were married, right? Did Jesus have a wife?
You know that because in your Bible, we're all the children of Jesus.
I'm talking about my Bible, man. Let me ask you a question. Why is 616 the number of man?
I didn't say anything about your Bible. I said the Bible.
You said my Bible.
Okay.
He said the Bible. Pete, you don't know how to listen.
Listen back.
Okay. Pete, you didn't even answer my question. If God created Jesus in his own image, this is written in the Bible, in his own image, was Jesus a woman?
Very possible, but the man didn't exist.
Hang on, did you hear what I said? I quoted the Bible verbatim. It says Jesus was created in his image.
His image.
But what does his mean to you now? If you
it's male vernacular.
Hang on, please. Have you ever heard of the IHS associated with the Catholic Church?
Yeah, this doesn't. No. You're conflating. You're conflating a word with initials.
You're taking everything literally. So your definition of his and what is meant by his has to be right. Because you think in terms of male and female.
What's the his definition in the Bible then? The Bible.
Right. Don't worry. It's not what you think it is. He doesn't mean what you think he means. As Brenda will tell you, when I call Brenda a he or a she or an it.
Again, you're answering a question with a question. Just asked you a question.
Right. So can I give you?
Hang on, then. But just wait a second. What is the Bible's definition of his? What do you think the Bible's definition of his means? The Bible.
H is God is chosen specifically in relation to the letters. To understand the words and the concepts, you have to understand the letters chosen. This is why I asked you. Hang on, please. This is why I asked you why the capital letter G was so revered by Masons and why was it chosen to represent.
Did you even study English at school?
Almighty Creator. There's a reason for it, which is why the letter H is chosen to represent
Pete, where are you from? Where are you from, Pete?
I'm from Texas. Don't worry about it. You want every answer to be compressed.
I'm not worried. I'm just having a conversation. It's called.
I'm an Irishman. I'm.
Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. Don't really have a rant. I think that kind of says it all. Be ready for the after stream highlights that I do. This one will definitely be out tonight. But I do appreciate it. It was fun. Welcome back, Pete. Most of you guys didn't know Pete's been gone. He's back. It was good for a while, and shit show started, but that was a very special one. That was one of those ones where you just have to let it go. But yeah, Pete did just have a 45-minute conversation with 3 guys reading Google random quotes. Says it all. I don't think I should rant after that. I think I should just let that be. So guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. See you tomorrow.